Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to Movie Mornings. It's me. It's Jose Espinel. We're going to be talking a lot about the Oscars today. That's going to be the main topic, considering we do have the official nominees list out. I'm so excited to get into this with Jose, hear his opinions. I have not seen a lot, but then again, there's a lot I have seen that's on this list. Also, we have a Bad Batch trailer for season 3, the very final season of the Bad Batch. I'm very excited to talk about that, break that down a little bit with Jose here. And Jose's been making people cry today, but we're going to ask him how he's doing. How you doing, Jose?
First of all, that's false.
Yeah, very nice. He was coughed right in the mic at the beginning. There you go. Go ahead. Yeah.
Just because you made me laugh, bro. Okay. No, I'm doing good. Honestly, I'm as always glad to be here. Love doing these episodes, these podcast episodes with you, and
Yeah.
this is gonna be one of my favorites to get into right
Yeah.
now, which is, as you mentioned, the nominations for all the Oscar categories, which has now officially been posted, and also to get into the new season 3 final season trailer of Bad Batch.
Yeah, there's a lot to dive in there as well. I mean, as well as the Oscars, and we got a couple of other small things we're probably going to get into today. I did make a sacrifice. I want everybody to know this. So my favorite color is green. So I kept a little green in my background. I'm keeping the Death Star here as my green. But my filmmaker mind was watching our shit back, and I was like, green is just not good for the lighting. Even though it's my favorite color, the blue, it just pops more in the back. And so my filmmaker mind had to kick in and do what was best for the video form content. And so I'm very stoked about that, actually. It looks better. There's no doubt.
I like my all white, honestly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. When I was a kid, blue was my favorite color. It's still one of my favorites, but
blue is... Yeah, blue's my favorite color. So I'm wearing.
Yeah, you're always wearing blue, and I got. But yeah, and I still got the green cord here for the mic, so I think we're okay, everybody. So nobody get upset about the green being gone. It's better for the video. Let's talk about the Oscars, man. Let's just get right into it, because there's a lot to dive into on this, and I am getting these from Oscars.org. So
yeah, I've got the same website pulled up right now just to look at it as well from here.
Perfect. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing, and this is the screen here, and it's starting with actor in a leading role for me. So we're gonna talk about these. We have Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, and Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. Oh, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. I'm going to say there's no surprises here for me. These are all pretty much what I thought. This is how I thought it was going to pan out this year, from what I've understood. Who do you have as the winner right now in your head? Just off the top of your head, who do you think is going to be?
I mean, again, I've only seen one movie out of all the ones here. I mean, Cillian Murphy has to be one of the talked about. I mean,
he's definitely being talked about.
And Oppenheimer, man, what he did was phenomenal. I could possibly see someone else, maybe Paul Giamatti for Holdovers.
I think it is going to be Paul Giamatti for Holdovers. Now, I've seen two of these now. I've seen Oppenheimer and Holdovers at this point. So, I do think it is going to be Paul Giamatti. I'm not going to lie. I think that this is his year. It's his career best performance. There's no doubt about it. When you watch the movie, it's.
I mean, I could definitely see Cillian Murphy being like runner-up.
Yeah, yeah.
For Oppenheimer.
And like, that's not to say that Cillian Murphy, what he did isn't great for his career, but I think like because like Oppenheimer was his first real leading role in a film, I think his career is just getting started with Cillian Murphy. I think we're going to see this guy just keep leading roles from here on out, because of especially with this nomination, as opposed to Giamatti, who's been grinding as an actor almost his whole life, and here we are with a performance that I think Holdovers is a very special movie, and I think that this performance is very special as well. I think it's Giamatti, man. I think that's where it's going, but that's my pick. But you think Murphy, or I mean, I know you haven't seen
Holdovers. I mean, I have to watch Holdovers, but you kind of make some valid points about how this is like Cillian Murphy's like first role like as a really big lead. And I think, like you said, he's just now, this is the start for him.
Yeah.
And a nomination is definitely going to help him just keep going in like big lead roles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could definitely see someone like Paul Giamatti winning. for the holdovers, but I mean, Cillian Murphy is definitely a close second for me.
Yeah, I think Cillian Murphy is the upset without a doubt. If Paul doesn't get it,
Yeah,
so I'll go with you.
yeah.
But I do think it's Giamatti's year. I 100% do. I think he's the favorite right now. I do think Cillian will get a lot of votes and has gotten a lot of votes. I'm just going to move that to the side till I can fix
I will
that
be.
back a little bit.
I mean, I just saw that Holdovers is on Peacock, so that'll be something I'll probably be watching very soon.
You should watch it, man. It's one of those films. The way it's kind of sat with me, like as I was watching it, I was like, "This is good." You know, this is good. It's charming. It's nice. It's got that wintertime feel that I really like. Kind of wished I would have watched it a little bit before Christmas time, but to be fair, it still works. Like the more it sat with me, I was like, "This is one of those movies, kind of like a." I'm not saying it's as good in quality, but it's kind of like a Good Will Hunting to me. It kind of has that sort of
Okay.
tone and feel and vibe. And I think it's going to be a movie like Good Will Hunting that stands the test of time. And I think people are going to go back to Holdovers for a very long time. I really do.
I mean,
I think it's going to be one
it's
of
got
those
phenomenal
types of movies.
reviews on
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
From what I see.
And Paul Giamatti is like, again, he's a great actor all the time, but this
Oh yeah, 100%.
this one was, to me, this is the staple performance of his career. If I had to pick one, I would say it's this character that he played. It just feels so iconic to me. There's something about it. But let's move it back into these here, and we'll move on to the next category, which is actor in a supporting role. Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling, Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. We were talking about when Variety was making their predictions on the last episode that
how Ruffalo was one of those that could
yeah
creep up, and look at him, he did.
Yeah, we said somebody has to move. I mean, because he's got to get in there. At
And
least.
you thought it was gonna be you thought it was gonna be De Niro, but
I did,
it was someone else.
And they decided not to, which is fine. I mean, if that's how they wanted to vote it, I'm just glad he slid in there at all.
I'm not because I won't lie to you, his performance in that movie is.
I need to watch it.
It's so good.
Yeah, I really need to watch it. But I have heard, and I know how grateful he is to this movie because it really took him out of his comfort zone in a good way. And I know how important this role was for him to do something new. And I love Mark Ruffalo as a dude. You know, like he just seems like a really, really solid dude. I don't know him personally, obviously, but I've heard nothing but nice things. And I think that this is well deserved based on everything I'm hearing for the performance. Like people say the movie doesn't really get started for them until he joins it. And I think that's a testament to that, and I think that the voters felt exactly the same way. And I'm just very happy to see him in the running at least. But I do think.
Oh yeah, so one of the ones they originally had was Dominic Sessa for the Holdovers, and Ruffalo was the one that snuck in instead.
Yeah, and that's fine. Dominic was great, but he's young. He's gonna have a long career ahead of him, and I can't wait to see what he does next. But Dominic Sessa is fantastic. And I was like, man, if Paul didn't slide in, I think they would have like campaigned him for the lead if he wasn't acting up against Paul Giamatti, and that's kind of the shame of that. But at the same time, Dominic has a long career ahead of him, and he's gonna get right in.
Yeah, well, so I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, this is a pretty tough category.
I don't think so. I think it's Downey. I think Downey easily slides in.
I don't know. Ruffalo and Gosling could really compete with Downey. I won't lie to you.
I think the fact that they slid Mark Ruffalo in there not last minute, but like that was the way the voters went, kind of tells me that they did feel strongly about his performance, and that's what I mean. Upset. That is the upset.
Yeah,
but I do think it's.
That's Downey. What I mean. I think Ruffalo could win this honestly because I'm telling you, once you see his performance in Poor Things, man,
I'll watch it, but.
You'll see why, yeah, honestly.
And Gosling obviously is just that's
his
one of those,
his Ken was whew.
The commitment to that role is unlike a lot of things you see, but
100%.
I do think Robert Downey Jr. is the guy. I think that's the pick, but you're going
Ruffalo could be the upset, honestly. Yeah, I think Ruffalo is the one.
You think Ruffalo's the guy? All right.
Yeah.
And then who's the upset for you?
I mean Robert Downey, obviously, because his performance in Oppenheimer was crazy.
Yeah, so all right, that's fair. I think either one can work. I mean, I think we're kind of both we're pretty neck and neck in our prediction here. I mean, we have the top two, Robert Downey and Mark Ruffalo, so Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything here that's wrong with this list either. Like I said, I did think Dominic Sessa just gave an extremely great performance, but he's acting alongside Paul Giamatti in
Yeah.
probably his staple role. So that's, I think, if they had campaigned him for lead, maybe he could have slid in. Probably not. So I kind of I do understand this decision as to why they put Ruffalo in there, and we were saying last week somebody had to move. Like we were saying that last
Right.
week because there's no way Ruffalo doesn't get into this. We're gonna go on to actress in a leading role. We're looking at Annette Bening for Naiad, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Huller for Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, Emma Stone for Poor Things. This is more difficult to me than the actor in a supporting role. This is the most difficult one so far. So Lily Gladstone probably
they hit every
it.
single prediction. They hit every single prediction correct.
Yeah. I think I was going differently when we were talking about the predictions, but I gotta say I do think Lily Gladstone is the deserved winner. I having not seen everything, granted. I do think that Lily Gladstone is the surprise this year. She's like the surprise performance that nobody saw coming in that.
I don't know. I'd have to see again. I'd have to see and not like the other three because
Uh-huh.
I've seen Killers in Poor Things, but I won't lie to you. Emma Stone, she carried the crap out of Poor Things.
It's
Her
difficult
performance
because
was
yeah,
crazy.
it's difficult, and
Crazy performance.
I also got to say, I mean, Carey Mulligan is getting a lot of hype for Maestro. I do think, however, the movie not being as well received as some of these other ones is going to affect the voters' decision on Carey. So I'm going to cancel out Carey. I'm going to say it's going to Emma Stone, with Lily Gladstone being the upset. That's where I'm at
Yeah,
this
no,
point.
that's what I was gonna say. Emma Stone's winning it, and Lily Gladstone would be if the upset if she does win.
Yeah. And that's just because of how much I'm hearing people talk about Emma Stone in this.
Dude,
And it's
you just need to watch it, bro. It's just so good.
I mean, I still contend. I think
I mean,
Emma. Yeah.
I've never like enjoyed a movie so much, and also been so confused about a movie at the same time.
I gotta say, I think with Emma Stone, I think I still contend like she should have been nominated for Cruella. I thought her performance was awesome.
Oh,
In that.
dude,
And the
yeah.
fact that she wasn't. This could be a year to make up for that for her. You know, like a way to like pick up on that. But I would still say, and again, I haven't seen Poor Things. I feel like Lily Gladstone, coming in hot as she did. Like I think that maybe is the deserved winner, but I do think Emma Stone is going to get this. Yeah, and I think Lily Gladstone will be the upset here. That's my final prediction, if any of them. So that's where I'm at. Let's move on. Actress in a supporting role. We got Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera, I told you, for Barbie, needed to slide in, Jodie Foster for Naiad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers.
Yeah, so they in their predictions, three of them were actually no, yeah, three of them were wrong. It looks like.
Yeah.
Or was it just two? No, it was just two. It was Devine Joy Randolph and Julianne Moore. Those were the two that did not make nominations. Which honestly, I'm not surprised. Danielle Brooks' performance in The Color Purple, from what I hear, is phenomenal.
I've heard great things.
And again, America Ferrera and Barbie was incredible.
Yeah. Devine Joy Randolph is amazing in Holdovers. I can confirm. I don't think it's her year. She's great in the movie, and she absolutely deserves this nomination. Same with America Ferrera. I think this is another one of those things where I'm like, I think that the fact that they nominated America shows how strongly they feel about that role.
Same with Danielle Brooks, because she wasn't originally on the not like predictions list either.
Yeah, and I think America. I'm so thrilled she's in this category for her role in part.
Oh no, for sure,
well deserved, and I just don't think, man, it's really tough. You know what? I'm gonna say it's Jodie Foster for Naiad because of everything surrounding that performance that I've heard. America Ferrera, I'm actually gonna say is the upset here. If I'm comparing her to Emily Blunt, it's America Ferrera. I think if I'm comparing performance,
yeah, because I also feel like Yeah, because like I mean, yeah, I guess America Ferrera didn't do as much. I mean, to be fair, Emily Blunt didn't really do much either in Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
But the
that's what I'm
little
saying. If you're comparing the
but
two,
the little the I was gonna say, but the little that they both did, America Ferrera's performance was
the
definitely
more impactful
better than
here.
yeah, more impactful than Emily Blunt's for
Yeah,
sure.
and I also
Yeah.
think it's a performance that like a lot of people, and this is no offense to Daniel Brooks in Color Purple. Granted, I didn't see the film, but I think with America Ferrera, it's one of these performances that I think a lot of people just latch themselves onto. Like a lot of the voters are going to see themselves in that character, and I think that's going to bode very well for America here. I do think it is
And
Jodie Foster
a lot
Kennedy, though.
of a lot of women have also just you know loved the message behind
Yeah,
what America Ferrera has said as well.
I think it's strong. I think the voters will come to see that. I do think America is the upset, but Jodie is the winner. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
How you
I'm not
feeling
mad.
about it?
I mean, I love Jodie
Yeah,
Foster,
me
and
too. I did.
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen
I
Naiad,
didn't see
but
Naiad,
from
but
what I've heard,
yeah.
with her whole performance in Naiad and how stellar it was, I would lean the same, Jodie, and then Ferrera with the
Okay.
upset.
Okay. Good deal. On the same page there. Animated feature film. We had the
See
boy.
now here
We'll
here we
talk about
go.
this. So the boy and the heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. All right.
There
What's
goes
what's your
Teenage
gripe?
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but have
There
you
goes
seen any
Teenage
of
Mutant Ninja
these?
Turtles.
How many of these have you seen?
I haven't 3 out of the 5.
Yeah.
So
I
I haven't seen Nimona or Robot Dreams.
Okay, I am surprised that Boy and the Heron got over Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
You see, yeah, now that I am surprised about, to be fair.
and that's just because I've
Again,
heard mixed
again, I have to
reactions.
see.
Yeah,
I'd have to see Nimona and Robot Dreams.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm just surprised that Teenage isn't on this list because
I
I
think
mean,
whether it was or it wasn't,
mo-
the winner is very clear here. It's Spider Man. I think it's a clear
wow,
winner.
The Super Mario Bros is one of the ones that was also considered.
Oh, really interesting. I do think it is going to be Spider Man. I think whether Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was in or not, it would be Spider Man. However, if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was in, I would have said that's probably the upset there.
No, the
However,
upset here. No, honestly, if Teenage was in, I still probably would have said the upset was Elemental.
I'm going to say it's Elemental now.
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
even if Teenage was in or not, I still think
I
that the
disagree with you on that.
upset would have been Elemental, honestly,
I
because
disagree.
it's the Disney power, bro. Like
Yeah, but
Disney always finds a way to just
yeah, but I think like
sneak in there.
having seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's like that animation style. It's unreal.
I mean, I
It's
having seen both, me as well. Um, I still probably would have gone for Elemental,
okay.
especially because of the story
Oh, I've heard
that
the
Elemental
story is
told.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I mean. The story,
touching.
like the
Fair
true,
enough.
that Elemental was like based on a true, like a story that happened. I think it was to like the director's dad or something.
Fair enough.
Um,
Yeah.
and so having read all that and seen the story being told in the form of this elements, I still probably would have gone. I honestly think Elemental can even win, if I'm being honest.
I don't think the vote. I don't think the voting's even going to be close. I think it's Spider Man. I think 100%. It destroys
I
all
mean,
these.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be happy because I love them. I mean, I've seen both plenty of times because they're just both
Yeah.
great movies.
Who knows,
Honestly,
man? We could get to the day and then Elemental wins. I'll be like,
yeah,
oh shit.
exactly.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I wouldn't be shocked, but
Yeah. Let's look at cinematography here. Our nominees are Alconda, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. This is where I feel like cinematography is always tough, man, because there's like, it's gonna
and
be
it's crazy.
Oppenheimer. I think.
I'm actually taking the cinematography class right now.
I think it's gonna be Oppenheimer with the runner-up being Poor Things. But that's very difficult. There's always one or two in this category that are so neck and neck.
I'm kind of like the other way around, if I'm being honest.
That's fine, and I don't blame you at all. I think those two are going to be very close.
I almost think
Yeah.
Poor Things will win, and Oppenheimer would be the upset.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Just because the cinematography, especially after now being in the cinematography class and understanding more how to do cinematography.
I'm gonna stick with mine
Yeah.
on this. But yeah,
I mean,
that's fine.
we
I don't
still have
blame
the
you for
top two.
switching.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're still the same top two, so
yeah, no, I
there's
don't
no
blame your switch
yeah.
there. It's fine. I do think it is Oppenheimer though, 100%. But yeah, no, Poor Things is a very close bet. I mean, it's right there. So I don't blame you. I'm gonna stick with that. Costume design, we're looking at Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. I've thought about this one a
See,
lot more.
now this one's a tough one
The more I thought about
because
this, yeah, it's
I mean
probably
because
Poor Things.
Napoleon had really good costume, like really cool costumes. But so has Barbie. Barbie's had some really cool costumes. Then you look at the stuff that they've worn in Killers of the Flower Moon that had some really cool costumes as well. Oppenheimer not as much because it's just a bunch of men in suits. If I'm being completely honest. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
but then I see Poor Things and I'm like, now the costumes in those,
That's why I'm saying
yeah,
it's got to be
no,
Poor Things.
it's definitely Poor Things. Now my runner up, like my upset, that's a tough one,
I think it's
honestly.
Barbie. I think it's Barbie is the upset
I
on
was gonna
that.
say probably
Yeah.
Barbie because the amount of different costumes and outfits that they
Well,
like the variety
and
that
they
they
got to
had and
make
the way
these.
and exactly the way
They
they
got to
made
make
them
them
as
look
well.
like the
Yeah,
Barbies that they're portraying, right?
yeah,
And I think that they
exactly.
did an impressive job with that, without a
Oh yeah,
doubt. So I'm
yeah.
gonna say it's Poor Things because of
Poor
the
things.
creativity. That's the creativity vote. So I think that's the winner. But I also think that Barbie definitely did a great job in terms
Oh
of
no,
trying to
100%.
adapt the characters that it's adapting with their
No, for
costumes.
sure.
So Napoleon, I think the quality of the movie, unfortunately, is going to be what cancels that out. We've seen that
Yeah,
before, but then again, you look at the Suicide Squad win from years back. It's like, and people didn't like that movie, but it won the Oscar. So
true.
I think that was makeup and hairstyling though, not costume design, but still, I do think the quality of the film will unfortunately cancel that one out. Killers of the Flower Moon though, all these have impressive costume design. It's really
That's what
hard
I
to
mean.
like,
They
yeah.
do. Yeah,
But I think I'm gonna go Poor Things with Barbie being the upset on that. So
yeah. I was gonna go the same.
let's look at directing. We have Anatomy of a Fall, or Justine Triet for Anatomy of the Fall. Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese, no surprise there. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan for
No
Oppenheimer. It's
surprise there.
Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, no surprise.
No
And
surprise there
Jonathan
either.
Glazer for Zone of Interest. Again, these are all Best Picture nominees. The one I was a little bit surprised by was the Justine Triet for Anatomy of the Fall. I thought somebody else might have gotten in there. I even thought they
Well, let me
might
see.
have
What are some of the
done
other?
I thought honestly, I thought what they might have done this year is I actually thought maybe they were going to do a directing nomination for a film that wasn't in the Best Picture category, which I thought would have been Emerald Fennel for Saltburn. I thought maybe might have slipped in for the directing category,
Let me see what
even
they
though
had
that
in
was in
there.
the Best Picture.
Yeah, some of the others were. Oh, so originally they had Alexander Payne for Holdovers, but then instead it was Justine Triet for
Yeah, and that's
Anatomy of
surprising.
Fall.
So that tells
The other
me
ones they
that
had in here, the other ones they had next in line were Greta Gerwig for Barbie, Bradley Cooper for Maestro,
yeah.
Celine Song for Past Lives, and Cord Jefferson for American Fiction.
So I think this is a nice preview of what's not winning Best Picture. That's the way I'm going to take this, unfortunately. Which I'll get into when we get to Best Picture. But it's going to be Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. That's where I'm going. I think that's the winner on this one. If I had to give a runner-up, it's Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things.
I'm really tough on which one. 'Cause, man, the way Yorgos directed.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's Yorgos for Poor Things, 100% on that.
I
As
think you think Yorgos wins directing.
No, I think it's Nolan for Oppenheimer,
Oh,
but I think Yorgos
yeah,
for
I don't
Poor
know.
Things is the upset. That's where I'm at. You don't know yet.
It's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie, because they both did phenomenal jobs. It honestly could me for me. It could be either one. Like, I could go either way. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah, again, two of these are just
it's
surprising,
tough.
though. Seeing Anatomy of a Fall and even Zone of Interest in there for the directing category surprises me a bit.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, that one was in their predictions. It doesn't really. I mean, of all the movies, it doesn't
yeah,
really surprise me
I
either because
just thought
that one's apparently a really good one.
I thought Alexander Payne would be in here. I'm not gonna lie, and I thought maybe they might do. Well, okay, I should say the Anatomy of a Fall surprises me more than Zone of Interest. Anatomy of a Fall, like I thought maybe that would be Alexander Payne, and then I thought maybe at the Zone of Interest, I was thinking in my mind maybe they'll do one that wasn't the Best Picture, and that would be Emerald Fennel for Saltburn. You could say what you want about the story content of the movie, but people are definitely praising the directing of the film. And so I thought maybe she might get the nomination for it. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'll let you kind of decide here.
Yeah, I'll go Oppenheimer and then Poor Things as the upset.
Fair enough. So
just because I'm trying to think of like in terms of with the best picture.
Yeah. No, I feel you. That's usually the safer bet is to pick that. But yeah, we'll talk about.
Although we've been upset by that before. And by upset I meant like it's been a surprise that sometimes we've seen like best pictures not be the same as the directing.
It's rare, but it does happen. It does absolutely happen. As rare it is as it is. But yeah, let's take a look at documentary feature film. I'm gonna look at this in Bobby Wine, The People's President. Haven't seen that. Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 in
Days in Mariupol.
I have no idea because I haven't seen.
No idea about any of these,
and I haven't heard about any of these. Like none of these have hype around them right now. I don't know where they picked these from.
The only two that I have heard of is Four Daughters and Eternal Memory.
I've heard of none of these.
I've heard of those two. That's only because I have also studied documentary film in college, and so I always kind of like come across documentary films, and so those are the Four Daughters more than Eternal Memory. So I'd probably go for Four Daughters.
I don't know. Fuck it. To Kill a Tiger, it just sounds cool.
David Oppenheim. It's almost like Oppenheimer.
I know it's so close, right? It's got Oppenheim in the name. Maybe that's the sign.
You know what's weird is that it doesn't show the directors for the Eternal Memory yet. All the other ones do.
It is fascinating. That's weird. They must have screwed up on that. Yeah, whatever. To Kill a Tiger. What do you got? What's your prediction?
Oh no, I said it. I think it's gonna be Four Daughters. Oh, okay. Four Daughters. With the Eternal Memory as the upset. Maybe even To Kill a Tiger. Screw it. Honestly. The thing is, the Four Daughters is the only one I've heard of. So
yeah, I don't ever get to see these shorts, by the way. But ABCs of Book Banning, Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between, Last Repair Shop, and Nine Waipo. I've heard more about these shorts than I have the freaking documentary films. Like I swear, like I'm gonna say it's the Barber of Little Rock. That's the one I've heard most about right now. That's
the one with Pedro, isn't it?
No, that was oh yeah.
Or was that a
No, I don't remember. I don't remember which one. No, this is a documentary short, not a fictional short.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. So this one is I'm going to say Barbara Little Rock. It's just the one I've heard most about. So for these, you got to pick.
Screw it, The Last Repair Shop.
Okay.
Honestly, it sounds cool.
Yeah, it's fun. We can guess. All right, so international feature.
That's actually who Variety chose as their one to win.
Yeah, fair enough. International feature film. We have.
Here we go. I mean, we know what's winning here, honestly.
Yeah, Io Capitano. That's coming from Italy. Perfect Days from Japan. Society of the Snow from Spain. Teachers Lounge from Germany, and then Zone of Interest comes from the United Kingdom.
I have my upset as well.
Oh, go ahead.
So,
what do you think?
So Zone of Interest is winning. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But my upset would be Society of the Snow, only because I don't know if you knew what that movie's about. It's about that rugby team from Uruguay that was in a plane that crashed, and they had to end up eating each other.
I have heard about this. Yes.
That's the upset. That's the one I've heard. Is my parents watched it and they absolutely loved it, and I do have to watch that one at some point because I've heard it's really good as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna agree with you. I think that is the one I've heard most about as well. Outside of Zone of Interest, which is the big. That's the winner. I think 100%.
Yeah.
It's the only
Society
one
of Snow could also could be an upset. It could be a very big upset.
Yeah, we've seen it go the other way before. It's not unheard of that the one that's the best picture nominee. Obviously, I feel Godzilla -1 got snubbed in this category. I feel like it got snubbed in best picture, but that's just me. Because
the thing is that happened in the last Oscars, I believe, because it was Well, I mean, All Quiet on the Western Front was nominated for Best Picture and also did win
Right.
Best International Feature. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I am gonna say. Yeah, like I said, I do think it is zone of interest. I always just go with whatever one's in best picture. Man,
Yeah,
what a
sure.
snub for Godzilla -1. I'm telling you right now, that movie not being in here is a shame. I gotta say, man, I thought it would at least hit the international. I didn't expect it to get the best picture nomination, even though I think it should. Yeah, that's a snub. Anyway, let's
Well,
move on.
it is nominated for one category.
It is, yeah. Which we'll get into that. Makeup and hairstyling.
We'll get into.
We have Golda.
Never heard of it.
Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. I'm gonna do very similar to costume design here, and I'm gonna say Poor Things. But in this in particular case, I'm definitely gonna say Maestro's the upset because of just the prosthetic work on that film. What they had to do to
Yeah, haven't seen it, but
them making Bradley Cooper look like Leonard Bernstein was impressive. So
I'm definitely doing Poor Things, and I mean my upsets could either be Honesty Maestro or Society of the Snow because I feel like even because like some of the prosthetics they probably had had to do in there with like them showing them cutting the legs off and having to cook them and stuff.
That's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, I'll probably go either Maestro or Society of the Snow as the upset.
Yeah, all of our audience members left to vomit, so thank you for that. All right, we're gonna look at music.
I mean, if you know the story, you know the story. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a very
yeah, no, it's
popular.
I remember the story. Yeah, which is crazy as hell.
Which they had an original movie, like an older version of the movie, come out.
Yeah,
some time ago. I forgot what the name of that one was, but yeah, this is basically just like a newer version.
Yeah,
of that same story.
Yeah.
Ooh, now we get into one of my favorite categories.
Original score, yeah, for sure. I'm very excited about this.
If not, probably my favorite category.
It's great, man. Look at this. John Williams.
Indie finally creeped in.
Well, we'll talk about this. Yeah, American Fiction. From the scores by Laura Cartman. We have Indiana Jones and Dial Destiny, which is from John Williams. Killers of the Flower Moon for Robbie Robertson. Oppenheimer, Ludwig Göransson. I need you to Google something for me. I need you to. Okay. Do you remember who won last year?
For best original score?
Yeah. See if we can get that information. For the audio listeners, Jose's doing a Google.
Oh yeah, it was Natu from RRR. Oh no, that was the score or the song.
Yeah, what's the score? We need the score. I
looked up the wrong one.
For the audio listeners, Jose's Googling again.
Yep, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay, all right. So we had said, you and I both last year, they were going to do John Williams for the legacy win. That did not happen. I think this is
with Steven Spielberg's movie.
Yeah, Fabelmans. Yeah. I think this is the legacy win.
Year?
I think it's the legacy win. Yep. That's why I'm saying Jones.
Look, I wouldn't be upset with that because, as you know, and maybe the audience members know, John Williams is my inspiration for music and like for scoring in film. He's actually the reason why I started doing scoring for films. His scores are just legendary, and he's a legend. I really, honestly, I agree with you. I think John Williams wins, and I think the upset is obviously Ludwig for Oppenheimer.
Yeah, and I do want to point out a snub here. I believe personally, and I've seen 3 of these, so I can speak to this. I would have taken out Killers of the Flower Moon, and I would have put in Past Lives. The score for Past Lives is my favorite score of the year. Yeah,
because I was gonna say the same. You finally watched it?
I did finally watch it, and it's my favorite score of the year. Oh, the movie's amazing. I gotta tell you, man, it was so refreshingly beautiful. Like it was so refreshingly sweet and nice, and I enjoyed that, especially coming from a studio like A24, where you constantly think something's going to go to shit in a film when you're watching a film from their company. And I just found the film to be so refreshingly beautiful and sweet. And I mean,
having seen 4 of these 5 movies here, I definitely agree with you on that. Killers could have gone, not been in this, and that Past Lives could.
Past Lives was
the score
again my favorite.
The score on Past Lives was, honestly, I would probably have to agree because that score I still have ingrained in my brain right now.
Yeah,
that's how good it was.
My favorite score,
I saw that movie time ago, like when it was really first released.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's
I
my
feel like
favorite score.
if Past Lives was in this list, then Past Lives would have been the
yeah,
upset for me.
oh, for sure,
For
because
sure.
that would have meant they felt just as passionately about it as we do, which I think, and if you, I don't understand how that didn't slip in somehow. That is
But yeah, I
wild to
think
me.
because I think when we looked at the original predictions list, I think I put Poor Things as the upset
Yeah.
because Indy wasn't also in this list. But now having thought about it more, I think I'm gonna have to go Oppenheimer for the upset.
Oh, the upset. Yeah, I'm
And
with you. I'm with you.
and Indy winning, yeah.
I need to see American Fiction. Obviously, I also need to see
Yeah, I
Poor
need to. That's
Things.
the only. As I say, American Fiction's the only one that I have left to watch of for the score.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And by the way, I'm not saying that Robbie Robertson's score for Killers wasn't great. It was. I'm just saying that I think Poor Things was the far superior score between the two. The subtlety. There's a piano tone. I don't know if you can maybe help me on this, because there's a tone of the piano in Poor Things I can't really describe. Like, I haven't heard it in a film before. Like, but it was just so peaceful and subtle and beautiful
it
in
was.
such a
It
way
was.
that was like, I've never heard that before. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what
No.
that is, by the way?
Honest.
Like, what kind of piano they're using?
It's. It could be a variety of things. It could be a specific kind of piano, or it could just be
Just the
them
way they mixed
using.
it, maybe.
Uh, it could be a software because what I
Yeah.
can do with Mixcraft
Oh
is I
yeah.
can connect my piano to the software and make
Hmm.
my piano sound like anything.
Yeah.
So that's probably what they could have done is used a keyboard like this,
Hmm.
plugged it into the PC or whatever they use their software on, and just made their piano sound like anything, and they probably made it sound like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna fall asleep to that score. That score is so good. Yeah, it's so
And
good.
I'm looking here at the ones for original score, and originally they had
Original
Oppenheimer, Killers,
song, you mean, or score or song?
no score, no
Okay,
original
sorry.
score.
For the predictions, you're
They
saying.
had
Yeah.
originally, yeah, for their predictions, they had Oppenheimer, Killers, Spider-Man, American Fiction, and Saltburn.
Yeah, I think.
And John Williams was literally they had ranked them 11th.
Yeah.
And
That's why I think this
what's
is
it
the
called?
legacy year. That's why, because he
Yeah.
slid in. That's why I'm saying he's
And
the winner.
Poor Things was 7th, and what's it called? Past Lives wasn't even considered in
That's
the top 15 for
insane.
them
That's
apparently, which is
insanity.
really ridiculous.
I mean, but they are going by, to be fair, what they're hearing from the voters and stuff. I'm just saying that it's insanity that score wasn't considered. That is absolutely the best score.
Yeah,
in a
Past
film
Lives
this year.
wasn't even in the list of eligible titles. What?
Yeah, unreal.
They see that to me is absolutely ridiculous.
Unreal.
That's a disgrace.
All right, original song. We had The Fire Inside for from the film. They don't. Oh, sorry.
Flaming
It's
Hot.
Flamin'. It's from the film Flamin' Hot. So The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. Not seen the film, not heard the song.
Flaming Hot Cheetos? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. I have not seen the film. I heard the song. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. Obviously, is a very popular pick right now.
I'm just Ken.
Anywhere outside, be a 10.
Be a 10. Hey.
Never Went Away from American Symphony. Not
American
seen the film,
Symphony.
not heard the song. Wazhazi.
Wazazi.
Wazazi.
Wazazi, I think it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. A Song for My People
Wazazi.
is the alternate title there. From Killers of the
From
Flower Moon.
Killers.
And What Was I Made For from Barbie.
What was I made for?
I'm going Billy, man. I made the mistake of not doing that at one point.
Yeah, you see, I went for Billy. You did it, and look what happened.
And so I'm gonna
And
not
what?
make that mistake, and I'm gonna say it's Billy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Billy, and I think the upset is Ken.
Yeah, I agree.
Ryan Gosling, big up.
I think we've already
Big up,
kind of
Ryan.
went over just the amount of research that Billy does before writing a titular song for a film. Is
Not just her either. Her brother Phineas as well, like
right? Yeah, those
or cousin or whatever he is. Yeah,
I know.
Just like
I have it on good authority that they both get a copy of the scripts and they read them as they're writing the song for the film, and I think that's important. And I think that,
and that's what inspires them to make the song, and it just works perfectly.
I think that worked for them for No Time to Die. I think it's going to work again this time around as well. And both.
And I feel like they're going to do
songs,
it's going to be the same thing as that year with No Time to Die. They're going to perform it before they win it.
Either way, this award goes to Barbie. There's just So
100%. Because I'm Just Ken, how it charted in the theaters or in the the song charts was crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, now to the big
The
category.
big award, and we're gonna have some talks here. All right, so we got American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall. This is for Best Picture for everybody. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
Big up Past Lives making it to this list.
I do love that. It is such a phenomenal film.
Oh, dude.
My favorite
Not gonna lie to you.
movie. Yeah,
One of my favorites, if not probably my favorite of the year. I won't lie to you. That movie just hits different.
my favorite movie of the year is still Godzilla -1, which was not in this category. However,
That's actually a really good one too.
that's my favorite of the year so far. Nothing's topped it of 2023, obviously.
You know, AMC's releasing it
black and white
again.
Yeah,
in black and white. That. Yeah, which I'm going to go and watch because that's going to be amazing.
Fascinating. So I am going to say the winner is Oppenheimer. My favorite film on this list is The Holdovers. I gotta say, on this list in particular.
Not having so I would probably agree. Oppenheimer wins obviously because I mean Christopher Nolan coming now. But not having seen Holdover, I was to say not having seen Holdovers yet. Past Lives is probably my favorite on this list.
It is Oppenheimer. I think the upset's Poor Things. If anything else wins over it, it's going to be Poor Things.
100%. Oh, dude, that's probably like that's my second favorite movie on this list.
And it's fascinating because I was going to say Holdovers until Alexander Payne did not get nominated. Now I think it's
for director, yeah.
But Holdovers, man, what a special movie. I don't think it's going to win. I think that's a shame because that movie is so special to me. But look,
that's the same feeling I have for Past Lives. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I loved Past Lives. There's no no question.
Is...
Love that movie. That is it's in my top 10. Past Lives. I'll at least say that.
Past Lives is in my top 5
ranking. It might be in my top 5. I got to go through and really look. I love Past Lives. But I will say
so good.
I will say Oppenheimer's the winner. And then Poor Things.
I mean, no surprise there with Oppenheimer. But if Poor Things somehow is able to come through and win Best Picture and directing, like that'd be crazy.
It's not impossible.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't be upset with that because I almost preferred Poor Things to Oppenheimer just because of I guess the adventure that the experimentation that Poor Things did.
Yeah, and I think once we're at the ceremony, if Yorgos wins that Best Director award, we might be like, whoa, I think we're going to switch our Best Picture, because it might go to Poor Things, and that's very possible. But for right now, I am going to say, like I said, Nolan's winning the Best Director, and Oppenheimer's going to win this award. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an incredible film. It's also in my top 5. It is. Yeah, it's incredible.
No, for sure.
And again, if it was my choice, I'd pick Holdovers from this list in particular. But yeah, without a doubt, Oppenheimer is amazing. It's and the other thing about it, the reason I'm like not that upset, it's like it is to me Nolan's best film, and
for sure.
Alexander Payne as a director is going to have other films. He's going to make more movies, and he will get it. I guarantee that guy will win a Best Picture by the time before he's done directing. I mean, because he showed me in Holdovers how phenomenal.
I mean, look at Steven Spielberg. My guy's still going. How old is this guy now?
100%. Yeah. Well, he's just doing side quests at this point. Spielberg. I mean, he's not even doing his own original.
He's still directing, really, though. But like, I mean, still, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's 100%. He's on a roll. Production design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Production design: Poor Things. That's my
Poor Things. 100%.
That's my pick. Yep. Barbie being the upset.
Because I was gonna say Barbie with the upset, but I mean, Poor Things, just like what they had to design and make to make that movie possible.
Yeah,
it's great. It's crazier than like any movie that I've seen.
Yeah,
in 2023, honestly, it's absolutely crazy. And
now,
I mean, Barbie the same thing, really. But I just think that Poor Things has it.
The reason that Oppenheimer might slide in is because of what they did with that nuke in that film. I mean, it's unreal.
One thing out of the entire film. I mean, Poor Things did.
It's a beautiful movie, but I do think it is Poor Things and Barbie for the top 2. I'm going to say Poor Things is the winner, Barbie
because they just had more.
I'm going to stick with.
They had way more to design and stuff than a movie like Oppenheimer, really.
For sure. And Killers of the Flower Moon, I think the biggest difference there is to me, like, yes, it's a great they had great sets, but I think a lot of it was also done on location, as opposed to the actual designing of production. Which I that's nothing against the production design; it's phenomenal in Killers of the Flower Moon. I just think a lot of it's done on location, which it's not going to bode well for the design. If we're talking design, you got to go Barbie and Poor Things. There's just no doubt.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Animated short film or Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, Patrick Dearm, and War is Over. Let's see. So for animated short, I've actually heard some great things about Letter to a Pig. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that's my pick just because of that, just because of what I heard.
All right, that'll be my pick too then, because I haven't heard of any of these.
Awesome. Live action short film, the After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue, Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Oh my gosh,
Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Sarah McFarlane, bro, look at that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I definitely think that's a different one, I know, but yeah, no, definitely, because that's the Benedict Cumberbatch one, and I've seen it, and it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Pedro Pascal's one didn't.
It did make it, yeah. Get nominated. So I'm gonna say it's Henry Sugar.
See that one? Yeah. See, if I would have, if his would have been in here,
yeah,
then I definitely would have said his.
Yeah.
The Strange Way of Life, I think it was. Yeah, Strange Way of Life.
Yeah.
Which was like a Western. But yeah, no. If that one was in, I would have said that one, and Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar would have been the upset. But
yeah.
I mean, here, without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
And also, it's Wes Anderson, so I mean, it's like.
Oh yeah, no, but like that movie's actually
I should watch
it. That short is so you have to because it's so good. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
I saw it on Netflix. Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's really good.
I think the After might be the upset on this one. That's the other one I've just been hearing some great things about, so that might be the upset. But I do think it's a wonderful story of Henry Sugar, no doubt about it. When Wes Anderson makes a short, it's just going to be as great as his films are. There's no doubt. For sound, we have The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, Zone of Interest. Now that Mission Impossible is slid in.
It could honestly be Mission Impossible.
I'm going to say Mission Impossible is the upset. I'm saying Oppenheimer wins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going completely different. I'm going to say... you said Mission Impossible is the upset?
Yeah, I think Oppenheimer's the winner.
Yeah, I'm gonna say The Creator wins. Mission Impossible is the upset.
Interesting, fascinating.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, to me, The Creator has so much better sound. Oppenheimer doesn't really like the sound. They don't really. There's not much different sound to Oppenheimer, in my opinion.
Right.
And also in my opinion, the lack of sound is so much better than the actual sound in Oppenheimer. Now, is that going to count towards the sound category? Possibly.
Yeah. No, it's possible.
Absolutely. If it does, then I wouldn't mind Oppenheimer winning. But if that doesn't count, then I'm definitely going to have to go with The Creator because the sound in that movie is incredible, insane. I remember when I first watched that movie in theaters, in Dolby as well, it was a completely different experience to me, honestly. Same thing with Mission Impossible, honestly. The sound in that was also just incredible.
Yeah. No.
I just don't think that, in my opinion, Oppenheimer carried with the sound like those other two, really.
Okay. I did think the sound in Oppenheimer was breathtaking.
It carried in other categories for sure, but for me, the sound just wasn't there.
Fascinating. All right, Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible upset. You're saying Creator, Mission Impossible upset, right? That's your final prediction.
Yeah. I don't really think Oppenheimer's gonna sweep like everyone thinks it's going to.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna sweep as much. I mean, obviously, it did incredible in nomination count. Seeing as how I think it was 13 nominations total for the Oppenheimer.
It was 13. Yeah,
pretty incredible. So we got writing, adapted screenplay.
Well, you missed one. You missed visual effects.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. Visual effects. We got The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, Napoleon. As much as I love seeing -1 in this category, I don't think that's it. I have changed my mind. I've thought about your prediction a little bit more for this. I'm going to say The Creator for this one. it is incredible what they did on the $80 million budget. However, I do think Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning again is the upset here. I think that if we're
Oh no,
talking
I mean
visual effects,
now that
the
because Mission wasn't originally on the list. Neither was Guardians. Oh no, Guardians was. Mission wasn't originally on the original prediction list, and I don't think Godzilla was either.
right.
So now seeing the actual nominations, I'm still obviously gonna stick with the creator. And I do think that Mission Impossible could be the upset, honestly, because the visual effects in that was maybe even Guardians, honestly, because the visual effects on that one was great too, honestly. The
Yeah.
amount of work they probably had to do there as well was pretty good visually, VFX wise, honestly. So
Yeah.
it could be either one of those two upsetting, but like upsetting the creator, but I think the creator wins 100%.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then how about writing adapted screenplay? Let's take a look at this. American
All
Fiction,
right.
Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Zone of Interest. I do think it is going to be Poor Things. I must say.
You know what's crazy? I think that Poor Things is going to sweep more than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do think it is going to be Poor Things. I'm actually going to say the upset on this is American Fiction. I do think it's a movie about
originally, I was gonna say originally you had said Barbie.
No, I actually thought about it because it's a film about a writer, and I think that that's probably going to help it a lot. Like, that's why I think that they're gonna like the writer category. They love a movie about writing. You know what I mean? These are the writers that are voting, and I think that that's why that's going to be the upset. But I do think Poor Things is going to be the film.
Oh no, Poor Things wins.
How you feeling about that? Poor Things? Yeah.
No, Poor Things. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm backing Poor Things in as many categories as I possibly think I
Fair
can.
enough. Okay.
Honestly, because
and then
I'm
what
telling
about,
you, that movie might be my favorite of the year.
What about upset on
That one? That one? It's definitely not Oppenheimer. Definitely not. I haven't seen Zone of Interest, so I couldn't really tell you yet. But and I haven't seen American Fiction either yet. But
all right, last one here.
I'll say American Fiction.
American Fiction,
just because from what you said that it's about a writer. So
all
yeah,
right,
the writers will really like that.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Let's look at the last one. We have Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May, December, Past Lives.
I already know who I think's gonna win.
I've seen Past Lives, May, December, Holdovers, Anatomy of a Fall, and Maestro. Sorry, I've seen most of these. I saw May, December. Did I say that?
You said you've seen all 5 of these apparently.
No, not Anatomy of a Fall. I take that back.
So you've seen 4 of the 5.
I haven't seen
so you've seen 3. Okay.
So May, December, Past Lives, and Holdovers. I think I misspoke. May, December, I think is a terrible movie. I shouldn't say that. The performances were very good. And it has that, and it's beautifully shot. I shouldn't say terrible. I do apologize. But the story did not get me, so I'm going to say no to that. Past Lives, I think, is so beautiful. I think this one is The Holdovers. I gotta say, I know Maestro was the one that got the best picture and Past Lives, and Anatomy of a Fall. I still think Holdovers. I think there's something from the writing perspective that the writers are gonna love about Holdovers a little bit more. And
but so I mean, the same could be said for Past Lives, honestly.
I think Holdovers. I think the script is meatier
for
Holdovers. That's my take, and I also think
that's my take on Past Lives, to be honest.
But I think Past Lives is the upset, so I'll hand you that.
All right, so we're opposite. I'm Past Lives with Holdovers upsetting.
All right, fair enough. All right, everybody listening at home, you let us know what you thought of these nominations. What do you think is going to win? How did you like our predictions? Where do you agree, disagree? Having
I'm actually excited for this Oscars.
Me as
honestly.
well. Me as well.
I think it's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. I'm gonna let Jose. I know you finally watched Echo, and I just wanted to get your non-spoiler thoughts on that really quick before because it's a good transition to our actual one news story that we have today. So I did want to let you talk about that for a second because our news story does have to do with Daredevil. It's just a small, quick one, but I did want to let you talk about Echo here, and I actually have to run real quick. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to put the screen on you. Right. Take it away, Jose. What'd you think of Echo?
I loved the originality that came with the show. Obviously, as we know, there's the whole Marvel spotlight coming where it's projects that you don't need to see any of the other Marvel stuff to watch these. So I like how this is the beginning of that. Um, Alakwa Cox was phenomenal as Maya Lopez, aka Echo, in this. The fact that mm, everyone working with her, the cast and crew took time out of their time to learn ASL to be able to communicate with her, was great. The story was awesome. I loved seeing Vincent D'Onofrio reprise his role, obviously as Kingpin, um, and just seeing how their two worlds kind of collide and how they kind of want to be each other in a sense. I also liked seeing all the you know scenes of Maya going back to her, her past with her family, how they were Indian and like Native American and all that, and her really diving deeper into that. I know one thing that Dom did say in his non-spoiler review of Echo on our first movie mornings podcast episode back together is that he didn't really like Biscuit that much. I had the complete opposite experience with him. I actually thought he was I thought he was a good comedic relief to the movie.
Interesting.
I thought he added a good sense of comedy.
Interesting. Okay.
That the show needed. Yeah. If I'm being honest.
I should say too, really quick. I did like him as the show went on. I just thought the one episode was the weak spot. I should
see. I liked that episode. I won't lie.
Interesting.
Okay. I really did. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
That's cool.
What I was gonna say? Oh, that end credit scene, crazy.
Yeah,
what the setup was ridiculously great crazy, setup, and I can't wait to see what's in store for that.
Yeah.
And I got some ideas on some of the stuff that he said that we could get into in a spoiler review. Yeah. But no, honestly, overall I really enjoyed the whole show from beginning to end.
Good.
It was a really, really enjoyable show. I had a lot of fun with it. I know it wasn't really as TVMA as it possibly could have been.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
And I definitely will be, going back and watching it some more times now that it always has been completely out, but I'm gonna just keep watching it some more and just seeing what other stuff I can catch and all that other kind of stuff.
And you might have touched on this while I was away, but yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio's performance was still fantastic, I thought.
I told them that I loved seeing Vincent D'Onofrio reprise his role as Kingpin because he just did a phenomenal job. The other thing is that I loved how all the cast and crew took time out of their lives to learn ASL to be able to communicate with a Alakwa Cox because that's just insane.
Fantastic. And you could really see why narratively they all had to do that. And and sure. Nobody's been more vocal about that than Vincent D'Onofrio, which is why our next story is so fitting here. Vincent D'Onofrio is touching on why they made Netflix's Daredevil canon. So I think since Hawkeye, I think we've all been kind of like, all right, it's Charlie Cox and Vinny D, but are they the same Daredevil? Are they the same? Is it the same Kingpin? Just because they had the actors and it does sound like, and I know we've been talking about Jeff Snyder a lot, like from everything that he's kind of broken on this, that they weren't going to make them the same ones, and then now all of a sudden they kind of went back and scrapped what they had for Daredevil, went back through and were like, all right, it's the same now. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what we're looking at here is like they are making it the same canon as Netflix, which is great. I think that's really, really great. So let's take a look at this. So Vincent D'Onofrio reveals why Marvel finally made Netflix's Daredevil canon. And his statements are, so Kingpin actor Vincent D'Onofrio discusses Marvel integrating Netflix's Defender saga into the MCU's timeline, and hence Wilson Fisk's upcoming character arc in Daredevil Born Again. This is coming from CBR.com, by the way. Marvel recently updated the official MCU timeline on Disney Plus to include characters and story elements from Netflix's Defenders saga, often referred to by the fans as the Defenderverse or Defenders saga. That includes Daredevil, along with the spin-offs Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Punisher, Iron Fist, and the Defenders. Originally understood to be its own standalone universe, D'Onofrio revealed that Marvel Studios initially had no plans to integrate more aspects of Netflix's Daredevil into the MCU canon, focusing solely on Kingpin and Daredevil. So that's important right there. They did not have plans to integrate it, but now they are. Reports revealed creative team overhaul led by showrunner Dario Scardapane, known for Netflix's The Punisher, occurred during the production of Daredevil Born Again after several episodes had been shot, and early test footage had failed to impress Marvel Studios executives, probably that being Kevin Feige first and foremost. D'Onofrio discussed how the new creative team had made the decision to bring aspects of Netflix's Defender saga into Born Again's narrative by acknowledging the backstory from Daredevil, resulting in the Marvel timeline retcon, with D'Onofrio referring to the saga as a collateral story within the MCU. D'Onofrio stated during our start of all the creative on Daredevil Born Again, all the creatives got together and said, look, this is how we're doing it now. D'Onofrio says, so we are for sure only speaking about it in terms of being directly connected to the original Daredevil, and that's a great thing. It brings in a lot of cool stories and all collateral story that happened in those 3 seasons. So initially, when I was hearing the reports of Netflix's thing being canon, I was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe some things are going to be brought over, and that's kind of what was being said initially. It was all kind of messy. And then I went into the Disney Plus thing, and if you look at the new MCU timeline, they have integrated the Defenders saga into the timeline. If you look at on Disney Plus, the timeline order, and then I was like, okay, something is happening. And now to hear Vincent D'Onofrio speak about this, it's official, it's happening. That just makes me happy as a fan. Jose, what do you
I need
got
to watch.
here?
I need to watch the Defenders. I haven't seen that one yet.
Me either. Yeah, I've seen the
but I've
Daredevil
heard.
mostly. Yeah.
But so I've seen all of Daredevil. I've seen all of the Punisher. I've seen some of Jessica Jones. But I haven't seen anything of anything else like Luke Cage or the Defenders or any of those other ones. But from what I've heard, the Defenders is a really good show. And I'm glad that they're going to be, bringing aspects of the Netflix Daredevil, because that's actually a really really good show. One of my favorite, actually, I think it's my of the ones I've seen, is my favorite Netflix Marvel show technically.
Yeah,
because seeing Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio as Daredevil and Kingpin and all the other cast in that show were incredible. Even the ones where John Berthal was the Punisher in the Daredevil show were also phenomenal. And it would be interesting to see if they're gonna incorporate him as well, because he's a pretty key character in all of that as well. Because they've done a lot of stuff together.
right. And I do think that's the popular
But
opinion of Daredevil being the best of them. Although, like, Jessica Jones isn't far behind, But yeah,
yeah, I mean, from what I've seen of Jessica Jones so far, it is a really good show. If I was to finish it, I'd probably put that one second, and then I'd put The Punisher third, only because that one's not as long as the other ones. They had to cancel it for X reasons.
Right, and
but John Berthal was just really born for that role, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, and every clip I've seen, I need to go through all these obviously, but like every clip I've seen of like the Punisher, for example, has been just pointing to me. It's like, yeah, that's so great that everything's being kind of reintegrated here into the canon, and it does sound like, because like I said, there were kind of like rumors swirling around that, oh no, only some of the Netflix stuff is going to be canon. Don't do that. Just make it all canon. Like, and this is the best way to do it.
And they'll be able to use all this stuff now that they have Hulu and they can do TVMA stuff. They'll definitely be able to do what Netflix did with these Marvel shows. They will now, and these can all be part of the new Marvel Spotlight. You don't have to watch any of the previous MCU movies or shows to need to watch this one, because it's something completely different and new. That does its own thing. So I'm really really excited for this new thing that Disney's doing with Marvel Spotlight and the TVMA stuff, because it's just really exciting me, because I think that the Marvel Netflix stuff is, in my opinion, some of the best stuff that we've seen for Marvel.
Yeah,
honestly.
and I think another one of the big shames was that they were saying that Eldon Henson and Deborah Ann Wool will not be coming back as Karen and Foggy, but now they are. So from according to Jeff Snyder, which is that's a great choice. Yeah,
amazing, because I can't honestly see anyone else playing them, and honestly, probably originally they weren't going to be in it at all, which would have really upset me. But to see them, to see that, be said that they're actually going to be back in it, I love, because they're two characters that I absolutely fell in love with in the Daredevil show.
And you think about like the audiences that like have watched Daredevil on Netflix and didn't really like watch any of the other Disney stuff, but they're watching this 4th season and they're like, well, and they're watching this 4th season and they're going to be sitting there like, okay, it's Charlie Cox's Daredevil and that's the Kingpin I know, but this guy doesn't know Karen and Foggy. What's going on? Like, this is such a much better choice, for that, and just to like. Because now what you're doing now is you're putting out an ad for the Daredevil fans to come and watch the entirety of the MCU, because maybe they'll watch it, and if it's great and it delivers on the last 3 seasons, now these audience members are going to go, you know what, maybe the rest of the MCU isn't that bad now that they've incorporated this in a very cool way. Now I gotta continue and see how Daredevil's going to be incorporated in future projects and all that. So you're really putting out an advertisement right there, just doing that alone, but. Yeah, man. All around, I think this is a great move. I like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Vincent D'Onofrio said this is a great thing. I happen to agree with him. So yeah, very excited about that. And then if I could ever remember the graphic, which I always put it up on the shorts, but we do have Bad Batch behind us, so let's get to our favorite segment of the night. We're coming up to the end of the show here. We're at the 1 hour 6 mark, so. Let's get to it. This is Sup with Star Wars, and Jose is going to chuckle because that's what he does. And let's talk about this, man, because I am excited. The Bad Batch Season 3 trailer dropped. I found it really, really funny that we thought it was going to drop the week prior, and then, like, did they go back because people, like, debunked the code that the Jennifer Corbett was tweeting out, about like, oh, forgot to check my schedule this week. Like, did they
probably
like, did they just delay it a week? Because I hate when they do that. Like, just if we figured it out, we figured it out. Don't put cryptic messages out there and let us have the trailer.
It's true.
But either way, it's out there now, and we could talk about it kind of shot by shot here, which is very exciting. So let's watch the trailer with the sound on. And then what we'll do is we'll mute it, and then we'll go back through it sort of shot by shot and break it down. But yeah, let's go ahead and play.
Hold on! We've got troopers up top. We're running out of road!
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move! I thought that the end of the war would mean an end to losing more of our brothers. But I was wrong. We can't just walk away. Not with the Empire imprisoning the kid. Secure her in a cell. Omega's been waiting for us a long time. Our mission is not over yet.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire. Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
They are coming. For all of you. Give us a real challenge. Everyone, down! We're not big on following orders.
I wasn't planning on killing you, but you're making it very tempting.
So that is my third time watching that trailer. I did react to it initially when it came out, and you guys can go check that out if you wanted to see my initial reaction to it. Although I wasn't like incredibly highly positive on it, I'll warn you here. However, I don't dislike this trailer. I mean, I think what it did is it got me watching season 1 again. I'm kind of like gonna rewatch and build to it. So I'm very excited about that. At least like it at least did that for me, because there are like very intriguing aspects in this trailer that I do want to definitely run over, and it is kind of making me realize, going back to watch season 1 again, it's like I might not love the structure of the show every time, but damn it, I love these characters. These characters are so fun. That's what I think the strength of the show is. I mean, I don't know about your Bad Batch journey's been so far, but like that's for me anyway. Like that's how, I mean, I do kind of, because we've talked about it every time, but like that's, to me, like that's the journey of the show. Is I love these characters so much. Going into this final season, I mean, what do you think of the trailer overall? I'll let you go ahead and talk about it really quick.
Yeah. So when I first watched this, was when it first dropped. I remember I was on YouTube just scrolling through my notifications, and I happened to come across the Star Wars channel posting this, and I was super excited to watch it. I mean, again, the characters, I mean, that we just know and love so much, I love seeing again. A lot older than they were.
Yeah.
Looks like time has passed, for sure. But the music, again, like always, is amazing. The music in this trailer was crazy. And what really excites me for this finale season of Bad Batch is what it's going to set up for the rest of the projects in Star Wars to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
I do think
and that's kind of been my journey with the show. So, you know, overall,
I do think the show does a good job integrating other elements of Star Wars into it, that we know and love already, just with new characters. And I gotta say, rewatching season 1, I have not all the way through it, but I am enjoying it more this time around than I think I ever have before. And maybe it's because there is that little bit of extra hype for a final season now. We know where we're gonna end, to a degree at this point, so that could be part of it. And yeah, I think that is key, that it is going to tie into the overall Star Wars lore and journey, and that is the exciting part of this. And Filoni's great at that stuff, and him having some type of backing on the show is going to be helpful toward that. So yeah, let's talk about this shot by shot a little bit. Going back to the beginning here, we're looking at again, I'm not even gonna try to like guess these planets. I have no idea, unless you have a thought or a clue on this. I mean, I'm not sure what you think, what we could be looking at here. You have any idea?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric Voss had an idea of what it could have been, but
I have
I'm
no
not too
idea.
sure, really.
I mean, unless they're on Mount Tantus, because that's a possibility.
Oh, there was one thing. Go back to one of the shots when they were inside of the inside of the thing, and there was hang on. It was a Hunter and Wrecker in the front, and then there was like you could notice a little character behind them.
Okay.
A little bit further, just was it there? Where is the?
I mean, that kind of looks
maybe
like a battle droid
forward
to me over here.
No, not that. It wasn't that scene. Maybe it was a different one. Maybe it's in a different scene here in this.
All right, let's move on, because the only thing I could think, maybe this is Mount Tantus. It doesn't look like it from the angle we're seeing it, but I'm just saying maybe. I did love the shot of Wrecker trying to jump. Like that just added like so much suspense and intensity to this, that I was like, yeah, that's neat. That was really neat. That even, you'll see my reaction in the trailer, I was even like, to that, because that was really neat. I did like the suspense level. It looks like this is going to be an intense journey for sure. Oh, that's the shot actually where he almost falls. Like you don't actually see him land. That was the shot right there. Classic Lucasfilm logo. We're gonna move past this a little bit. I love this. Sorry, I keep backing up on accident here. I do love the by the way, these stormtroopers falling off this thing kind of reminds me of the Mando episode where him and Bill Burr are in the tank. So I did like that sort of callback to that.
I think it was in that. I think it was in that scene. Whenever they were all about to jump, there was like a split second scene where it was. I think it was just Hunter, and there was a character behind them. And Eric Voss was saying how that's Crosshair because he's finally decided to join them back.
Yeah.
Because so that scene right there of them jumping off of that big vehicle into the ship is one of the later episodes because there's going to be 15 episodes in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's thinking that that's going to be around episode 11 or 12. That's going to be called Juggernaut.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a fascinating take. I do think it's awesome. Obviously, I mean, I kind of had a feeling that Rex would be back here. But it is great to see him again. Him and Hunter having a conversation together. I enjoyed that. Anytime you can get those two together, they're like two of my favorite clones ever. So I would happily buy an action figure of either. So they're both so fantastic. So love seeing them in a scene together in this trailer. That was a nice little tease. Oh man, this purple planet right here. Let's take a look at that again. Right there. You see the purple mist. This looks like it could be a section of Umbara. However, I'm not sure, but if we get to see Umbara in this show again, because I know
because it looks similar to the structural building that Jabba the Hutt uses as his palace on Tatooine.
It does. It really, really does. I gotta wonder what the purple of this is Umbara, but I'm not sure. That's just a guess. We'll see as we go on here. This is Echo. I'm sorry. This is or not Echo. I'm sorry. This is Omega.
Omega.
I think she escaped. That's my personal take.
No,
I think she
for sure.
And I think that's her that we're seeing.
I mean, as you see in the trailer, there is that scene of her piloting a ship, and I'm guessing that this is a scene right after that one where she crash lands and escapes and is now escaping by foot.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, this looks great. I love this shot too. It's just so pretty.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I could be my wallpaper.
100%.
See, there you go. That's Wrecker with Omega and her bow.
Yeah, you can see it back there. You can see it back there. Maybe not the viewers, but see it there. Yeah, you can see it there. If I move the screen over a bit, you can see it.
I mean, if you go like a second back, you can actually see her. You can see the full bow.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So definitely.
Yeah, if you go like a second back, yeah.
Okay. I like the flashback to Tech. That was so sad to see again.
Oh man.
This is awesome.
Almost busted a tear.
This is awesome.
That was very like menacing.
Yeah, I love this. Now this is interesting. Let me see if I can find the shot. So you see they're invading somewhere.
I mean, that's Mount Tantus.
No. But I'll tell you in a sec. Hang on. So yeah, we're continuing the we have to wrap this up this season. This Crosshair stuff. And get to where he's going. Ultimately, I do think he is going to turn. Man, I would love to see him sacrifice himself for Omega, though. I mean, come on, that would be an amazing arc. But that's where I would like to see his arc go, because I just think for dramatic weight purposes, that would be so great. So that's a prediction. But yeah, seeing him in this sort of anguish a little bit there, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think Omega's gonna be the one to like finally like make a connection with the Crosshair and have him turn good.
100%. I think that's where it's going. I think that's one of the more predictable aspects of it. This guy's so menacing, man.
Menacing as hell.
And let's see here. All right, so yeah, Mount Tantus. There we go. Which I think is important here, because I do think that this is going to tie into Rise of Skywalker. I think we are going to see Palpatine. Now, one of the interesting theories I heard, so we might see Palpatine, maybe trying to figure out how to transfer his essence into a clone body on Mount Tantus, which is what I think is going to happen. And then this is going to get blown to shit, and I think they're going to continue to work on Exegol. I think the final shot of the series could easily be Exegol. That's where I'm going.
I mean, that's what Eric Voss said too. What he thinks would happen is that we could be seeing that the reason why they haven't like enslaved Omega and why she looks like she's actually just in like working clothes is because they're trying to get her genetic material so that Palpatine can then, like you said, put his essence into a clone so that he could live even longer now. Yeah. And like you said, blow this place to crap like he did with Camino. Yeah. And go, like you said, to Exegol.
First of all, I mean, Exegol is an amazing looking planet. It's not a cheap planet. It's not cheap to create that. I think animation would be the place to show it again, and so it makes sense to me that we see Exegol at the end of this, and it ties in.
I also think we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get a very big time jump in between some of the episodes. Like we're gonna have like a 5 or like 4 year time jump.
Yeah,
because Omega's gonna be looking way older.
Well, it makes sense too because they did say Omega's been waiting on us a long time. Like,
a long time.
I think that's possible. We're seeing a time jump there. Like maybe they, in the beginning of the season, this will be a great structure for it too. Is in the beginning of the season we're seeing them do the mission, it fails, right, and then they have to go. They try again later in the season. Like they got one last hope to go get Omega here. That would be insane, but very cool way to go if that's the case. So I do like that idea of them having a time jump in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, man, looking all these shots are just so good. Like as far as visually, I mean, it looks so great. Obviously we got the release date there for February 21st. That's right around the corner.
For the first 3 episodes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, first 3 too. So they're dumping it pretty quick. Here we go. Here's the Empire's forming, man. And whoever,
I mean, it is 3 episodes of 15, so I mean that is a lot.
Palpatine, whatever voice filter they used for him in this trailer was amazing.
For Ian McDermott, you mean?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, no, it really was.
Sounded great. We're getting more. Let's see. This might be the shot I was looking for here. Let's wait a second. Let's see if you have anything to add about this stuff. I mean, the only thing I could say is the Empire's coming down hard, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean the other thing I was gonna say is what was I gonna say? Oh, that clone in like the gray uniform. The speculation is that is the same clone from the one who tried assassinating them in season 2.
Okay.
And he's gonna be called like CX 51 or something like that. I think is gonna be his name or something like that. Yeah, like the commander of like these volunteer troopers.
For sure.
Yeah, that one right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, they're coming down hard though. Empire.
I mean, I think that their ship crashing right there. I think that's gonna be the first mission.
Okay.
And that's where they're gonna have to reset.
Yeah, no, I could see that. That really makes a lot of sense.
That one right there. That scene's sick right there. Them.
Oh yeah.
Shooting those missiles at him.
Yeah, the bridge. Yeah, it really works.
There's Fennec Shan.
Yep, Fennec's back.
Looking all
really awesome.
Looking all badass with her helmet off.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, amazing. I'm glad she's back. Ming-Na Wen's obviously gonna voice her again. I don't think anybody else can play that character.
Very true.
I really liked how they handled her in season 1. I thought they did a nice job with that.
Oh yeah.
So,
helping the Bad Batch.
Cad Bane. Now we have Cad Bane
against Cad Bane. Against speaking of Cad Bane.
I mean,
there he is with his guns all out.
We really, at the end of the day, really, we do kind of have an arc with these two to close out. That was kind of started
for
in
sure.
Season 1. So fascinating that they waited till the final season, if you ask me, to do that, to follow up on this. But either way, I'm glad we are, for sure. So not mad about it one iota. So that works for me. All right, let's keep moving here. Okay, yeah, more of the Kaminoans. Obviously, we're going to get a lot more of that, which, again, it just really shows, like, how much of
I think the only one still alive, really, technically, right now.
True, yeah. But it really just shows, man, like, how much of a follow-up this is to Clone Wars in a big way.
Yeah.
And how much they carry forward from that. So you could look at this as maybe the real ending of the Clone Wars. I don't know. It's up to you, I guess, as the viewer. Yeah, no, it's fascinating. So moving on here.
That's the CX 51.
Oh, right. Yeah, he was a bad mofo, man.
He was.
That's yeah.
So that's supposedly a different clone of him, of the assassin guy.
Yeah, from what I remember from that last one, man, that guy I remember being like villain wise at the top of my list for great villains.
Hey, looks like he's gonna have another big role in this one too, big villainous role again.
Oh yeah,
which I'm here for.
and as he should. I mean, I was waiting for some more follow up on this.
The other thing that I found cool when I was watching this trailer is that machine thing that they had Crosshair in, and a lot of those other that Palpatine had those troopers in.
Yeah.
Were the same. Were looked the same as the ones that Grogu was in when Mando found went to go save Grogu from that little machine that had him strapped into.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because that was technically one of those machines that was like sucking out his DNA for like cloning and stuff.
I could see that for sure, man. No doubt about it. Yeah, 100%. Why does this keep messing up here? I don't understand. We got to go back to where we were. All right, so I was just on the shot. There we go. So we're back now. No, we're not. We were back. Where's he at? Where's this guy? There we go.
Right there.
Right there. All right, perfect. All right.
Those menacing eyes. Look at that.
Oh, I know, man. No, 100%. This is one of those villainous characters. I can't wait for more follow-up. No, never mind. Rex again. I do love this shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just always so
it's
great
a sick
to see
shot.
him, man. Again, I'd happily buy an action figure of him any day of the week. So,
you know what I want to buy? I want to buy his Lego helmet, the collector's one, that collection that they have at Lego. That's like 18 plus. They have a Rex helmet. I would so buy that and build it
for sure, dude. No, I love that.
See now. So I think this scene right here is the one.
Where...
This is the shot. Yeah, where she crash landed and was escaping. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And I think this is where around this time is where we'll have the time jump thing because she just looks so much older in this shot. Like
yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if it's because of the dirt on her face that they're just trying to show her in a little bit more, sort of more intense moments for her. Like she's kind of traumatized because she's been gone a while, or if they really did just age her up, because that is possible. Like, because I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. That it does look like a time jump, and that could be a pretty big hint as to where we're heading. She definitely looks older here. So yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. Moving on here, Wrecker.
Give us a real mission.
I did love that line. It was so Wrecker of him to say.
And then the crocodile just comes and gets Hunter.
Oh, dude, it's vibes of New Hope though, man. That creature coming up to get Luke, or I love that kind of stuff in Star Wars. That sort of horror element. Those are some of my favorite episodes of the Bad Batch when they do them. So
it'd be interesting to see Hunter just fight Wrecker just fight that crocodile to save Hunter.
Yeah, I agree. Like it'd be wild, man. It'd be wild. For sure, dude. For sure. Yeah,
just awesome. Jump into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man said, "I'm gonna beat up this crocodile."
For sure. Another purple planet though, like purplish in tone. I can't.
It's like purple pink. That's more like pink, really.
Yeah, it could be Umbara during the day though, because typically when we saw Umbara, it was like light out. So it could be Umbara.
And I think that's what Eric Voss said. He thinks this planet is
Umbara. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I feel like they're going back to Umbara. It is a fan favorite planet. It wouldn't surprise me for Filoni to like mandate that. Like, all right, we got to do Umbara. We got to incorporate it because people love Umbara. That arc in the Clone Wars of Umbara it's one of the best. So yeah, I can easily see Filoni wanting to go back to Umbara and mandating that for the season. That we got to go back. No doubt. So that could be during the day, a different side of Umbara than we've seen before. But who knows? Gosh, I love me some Hunter, dude. Hunter's awesome.
I love me Wrecker. He's just such a comedic relief.
Oh, I love.
He just beats up on everyone. Now this next part right here is what I'm really excited to get into.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
With you know who?
Yes. So this surprised me. If you watch
Asajj Ventress,
if you watch my reaction, didn't click with me immediately for two reasons. And we're gonna dive into that. So number one being that Asajj died in the Dark Disciple novel, which is canon. Yes. And then number two being the fact that more hair, which actually does line up with how she looked in Dark Disciple artwork and stuff. So
right.
So I'm not upset about that. It just didn't click with me immediately in the trailer, even though the voice was so spot on. When I did the reaction initially. However, they did say
because if I could have recorded my reaction when I was watching the trailer, you should have seen my jaw dropped when I heard the voice because I was like, no way this is Asajj Ventress. Then I see her and I'm like, oh my, bro, my jaw literally dropped.
Yeah,
because I was so shocked.
I will say, so they did put out an article, and the actress spoke and said, we will be honoring Dark Disciple. This is not going to retcon that book at all. So I don't know if we are seeing a flashback or not.
So, no. So what?
Go ahead.
Eric Voss thinks is happening.
Let's hear it.
This is what Eric Voss thinks is what's happening is that she gets resurrected by the Night Sisters of Dathomir.
Come on.
The same way they did it with the Stormtroopers in Ahsoka.
No, but they got
is what they've done here with Ahsoka.
They gotta stop that.
Another interesting thing that he said was that he basically said that Asajj Ventress helped her lover with the whole path the path thing in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Yeah.
To help the Jedi. That she also helped with that. Helping her lover.
All right, if
they
tie it back into Obi-Wan, I can be forgiving. Because that was one of those things.
And you know what the other thing that he said is that he thinks is going to happen is because he thinks that in Acolyte there is a yellow lightsaber. He thinks that Asajj Ventress will be in that too.
Okay.
This new version of her. Because he said he could see like a hint of a yellow lightsaber in like the artwork or something.
Yeah, but how does that make
title?
sense?
Yeah,
it's so long ago.
Good question.
Know. Maybe I don't remember how long Asajj has actually lived, being a part of the Night Sisters and all that. I don't remember. I'll have to look into that. But okay, fine.
Yeah, but the whole path thing, I thought that was pretty.
If Eric Voss says it, I'll take his word for it. He knows more than me.
And then research is like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But no, honestly, I was excited to see Asajj in this. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what she really is, what her role is in this.
Yeah, the shots are incredible. I mean, you look.
Also seeing her curved hilt again is awesome.
Oh,
classic Asajj.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy that she's in this.
And how she has a yellow lightsaber because she neither is with the Jedi or with the Sith. She's kind of just neutral, but honestly, I'm here for.
They have to honor that novel. That's too much of a fan favorite canon novel. You can't not honor it, and I'm glad that they are.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what Eric Voss said as well. He's like, well, yeah, I mean, they're not going to retcon it because people, they want to honor the book, and so that's why he says that he thinks that what happened is that the Night Sisters of Dathomir just resurrected her, so that she could be in others, in alive and doing stuff.
You know how I'd forgive it. You know who I'd like to see. This is one of the ways I'll forgive it. Marin from the Jedi Fallen Order. If we see Marin, I'll forgive it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. If she was the one that resurrected Asajj Ventress, then that'd be sick.
I'll forgive it for that.
Because I literally have a Funko Pop of her.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love the character. Don't get me wrong. Don't anybody get me wrong. I love the character. I'm happy to see more of her. I just they gotta stop bringing people back.
Also, what I thought was really cool is that she has like a snake on one of the shoulder pads.
Yeah, no, it's neat.
Basically meaning that like people think that snakes are evil and bad animals, but they're actually not. It's just kind of like the same with Asajj.
Yeah,
people think that she's like evil and stuff, but at this point right now she's not really, because she's turned away from that life, especially after meeting her Jedi lover.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, don't get me wrong, man. I'm excited for the series. 100% I am. I don't want anybody to get me wrong. I mean, I'm excited for.
He also thinks that this whole Asajj Ventress stuff is setting up stuff for the Thrawn movie that he really is standing by, that it's gonna be called Heir of the Empire, which I hope it is.
Yeah.
And also for Ahsoka season 2.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Thrawn, because our next story kind of involves Thrawn as a.
I saw that.
So if you're a figurehead like I am, this is very exciting. New Star Wars figures. Let's move this over a little bit here, so everybody can see what's going on.
Is that Sabine over there?
Yeah, might be, bud. We're gonna take a look at these actually, because I just think they're pretty. So new Star Wars figures blasted to a galaxy right here, right. Oh, instead of far away, right here. They
nice.
They make jokes. They're funny. All right, this is coming from Pop Insider, who I go to for all my joke ideas. New vintage collection and Black Series. New vintage collection and Black Series figures are coming to your shelves. Hasbro Pulse's Star Wars team has ended the month strong with a new stream that revealed upcoming figures joining both the Black Series and the vintage collection. Whether you can't miss the movies, Star Wars Rebels, The Mandalorian, or other Star Wars entertainment avenues, there's likely a figure for you. All right, so let's take a look at these. These are pretty. Look at this Mando. I like the shine.
Well, I'm getting that one.
The shine is great on this. I love that. Yes, we do have a Sabine here. This looks like the
Chopper
version, so I really enjoy that. Pretty dope. We have oh god,
okay,
Axel
it says it rather X-Wolves.
X-Wolves. Yeah, from Mandalorian.
Mandalorian,
so
yep.
very excited.
Oh, is
about
that Moff Gideon? Oh, it's not. Oh, it's just the same one. Okay.
So we have these 3 here, and then if we go down, look at that. We got a clone
the Black
Trooper,
Series.
which
Okay.
is really sick. We got a
Droideka? Oh my god!
Which is, I love the red on it though, man. It's like a maroon.
That's sick.
It's so sick.
And then of course the great Grand Admiral Thrawn.
And then Thrawn. Anytime there's a new Thrawn figure, man, I'm in. I'm very excited for this. So yeah,
I think I'm gonna get that Mando and the Thrawn one just because, as you know, and as you can see behind me, I'm a huge Mando Grogu fan because I've got possibly anything that I can collect when it comes to Mando and Grogu. I'm there. I have a Funko Pop of them. I have a actual like life-size Grogu stuffed animal, whatever. Got a Grogu mug. I've got like everything. So I mean, I'm here for it. I'm definitely getting that Mando figurine because that one looks like you said. The shine on that is crazy.
Yeah, I have awesome. A Mando. It's not as shiny, so I might get it. Yeah,
and then obviously Thrawn, just because I mean, who doesn't like Thrawn? He's just the most menacing character in all of Star Wars. If I'm being honest,
I have a couple Thrawns already. There's one back there, and then my other one is all the way over there. It's the original Thrawn that I have all the way over there. From the Heir of the Empire books, and that one's from Rebels and whatnot. But I also want to get the updated one from live action, so that's pretty neat. I do have a Rebel Sabine, however, it didn't come with Chopper, and also this is the purple and orange hair, so it's the original Sabine. I don't have the white and purple hair from Rebels, so definitely looking forward to that one. As far as like I said, I already have a Mando. I really do want a clone trooper. I wish that they would. I think there is a Rex out there. I know that there's a Rex Black Series. He's kind of expensive right now. If you get the original Black Series,
I don't doubt it.
But I do want a new updated Rex. However, the clone trooper might suffice. That Droideka is beautiful. I gotta say, I love honestly, that Droideka.
It's sick.
I never thought I'd be more excited to get so excited to get a Droideka, but that one is super neat, man. So I can't wait to see more of that. I do want to watch the stream real quick, a little bit of it, and see what they got coming. Maybe more is revealed in this. So let's take a look at the stream that they got here. Oh Jesus, like 20 some odd minutes. Let's skip through a little bit. Oh, might be a little loud for you guys. Hopefully this is copyright-free music.
And the start of the prequels.
There we go.
So we're going to take the opportunity to celebrate the whole trilogy of prequels. The reveals in December were all tied to those. Quickly recapping them, starting with the Retro Collection, a 6-pack of retro figures. It's our first time extending the Retro Collection into the prequels.
So let's see.
The prequels pack covers some of those quintessential episodes.
Oh. I gotta get that. That's the trainee Obi-Wan there.
Oh,
it's like, yeah, that's
nice.
Oh man, yeah, I gotta get
one
that.
Characters. Hero Jedi, including Obi-Wan in his Padawan braid, his master Qui-Gon in the Jedi robe, of course, nice. Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Man, I can't pass up a Maul. You know what I mean? It's like the Maul you really can't pass up, I feel like. So
fun to simplify that all that face deco down as Kenner might have back in the day. So other than Darth Maul, we've got the battle droid and Jar Jar.
Oh my gosh!
Right in with classic Kenner droids and aliens, and of course Queen Amidala herself.
That is actually a really nice Padme. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have to get that.
It is. Costume.
I don't have a Padme.
1. So all key characters we didn't want to miss out on.
And for the Vintage Collection, we revealed Deluxe Jango Fett. So this is also a key prequels character to get out. We all know the amazing history of Jango Fett. This is that Mandalorian who was so cool they had to base an entire clone army off of him.
Look at that.
And he has his fully painted silver armor that's been sprayed all over in silver metallics.
Ooh, and it's, look at that shine as well.
Fun really building his.
You have a notepad or notes on
his flamethrower effect.
I got notes, yeah. All right. Yeah, Jango Fett, write that down for me. If you would, because I don't have my phone near me right now. I don't know where it went. But yeah, I need to get that vintage Jango.
Sure. That was some of the fun we had. And of course, flame jet effects for his jetpack. And he has as well some of the best jetpack scenes in the prequels,
awesome.
I think.
Yeah, those are good.
I love the
And
flames.
finally, for the Black Series, we had a 2-pack of the Super Battle Droid and the Battle Droid from Episode 2. So true to the movie, Star Wars Attack of the Clones, we have C-3PO head.
Oh!
And just
That's going with me.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, type in 3PO Battle Droid. Note that for me.
That is a C-3PO Battle Droid.
Yeah,
that's
from
crazy.
the Attack of the Clones. Yeah, that's coming with me.
It's a really fun execution of the pack that we hope that the fans appreciated, as well as the Super Battle Droid. This one has unique deco, which is specific to the droid that falls on top of C-3PO in the movie, with the blast scorch mark on his back. So just really great to be able to finally get the Super Battle Droid out there, especially this one with the unique
it's a 2-pack.
deco.
Yeah, I like how we
Look
went
at
into
that.
It's a 2-pack.
detail.
Yeah.
Like that droid that fell.
Yeah,
on
we
top
wanted to
of
make sure
C3PO.
that this
Keep it
one
down.
was like unique.
You know that's gonna cost money.
Yeah, head swap and everything.
I'm excited for it, man.
So fans can use these 2 figures to build out that scene, basically. So it's really good.
Yeah, so that's it just for a quick recap. It was a great way to end the year. So moving on to new reveals today, we have items from both Vintage and Black Series. We have a few reveals today because we wanted to start off the year easy, just want to share some of the news in the new year with the fan base. But trust me, there's a lot coming in the coming months. So before we get started into the new reveals, we just did want to take a quick moment to talk about Fan Channel. We've had items in Fan Channel for a while, but you can see us being even more focused in 2024. We know distribution is always top of mind for our fans. We want to be clear on where you can find our items, where we're still delivering strong figures in our great brick and mortar partners like Target and Walmart, especially for characters kids and casual fans will recognize. We also know there are requests for figures that our fans.
For today, though, we're going to stay with Black Series to start. We're also sticking with the prequels, and a great place to start is with the Phase 1 clone.
Okay.
So this figure is
Very
on
nice.
the new clone body. This is
Classic.
the first time that we've had a clean Phase 1 clone trooper offered on the new
That's the
clone
one we
body.
just looked at.
He also has that removable helmet, as you can see right there. He also comes with the 2 blasters, the DC-15S blaster carbine, the DC-15A blaster rifle, and just a classic clone to make available for fans. For the packaging, this is number 5 in the Star Wars Attack of the Clones lineup. And again, just really excited to be able to continue building the line for the prequels. And it's really good looking from the side shot on the side art.
I hate those new boxes.
This
though.
item is
I
a
don't know.
spring
I like the OG,
2024
like
item.
what I got back
and
here.
Fan Channel Amazon in the US and Canada, which includes Hasbro Pulse. Fan Channel in Asia markets, including Hasbro Pulse, where available. And similarly, Fan Channel in Europe, including Hasbro Pulse and other toy specialist stores.
Pre-order is starting
Pre-order
January
is starting
24th.
tomorrow,
Okay.
January 24th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And moving on,
shit.
one more reveal for the prequels, and it's a big one, quite literally. Continuing our droids
Probably the
used
Droideka.
by the Trade
Droideka.
Federation, we are revealing the Droideka.
Yay, look at that.
Yo.
guy.
Finally.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
He is big.
Write that down
so
for me.
we are just, he is a very different form factor.
I need to get
and
that,
he's
man.
a brand new figure, obviously.
the
No
color
real
is
reuse from
pretty.
any of our previous figures. And he's molded in the metallic brown and bronze with a purple
gosh.
overspray to give
I think it's
that
my
sort of
favorite one,
iridescent
maybe.
look that we've seen
Look
in
at
the
it.
movie.
Yeah, and Eric, you can play with the figure a little bit to give fans a taste of it, but Tom, our sculptor from our engineering team, put a ton of work to get him to be able to
come on, give me
roll
a
up
cool
in,
box.
in
Don't
a
give me a
ball,
basic box.
like we see in
Let me see the
entertainment.
box.
So it
It's gonna be
took
a
a
basic
lot of
box. I know,
engineering,
it's gonna be a basic one.
expertise, time, and effort from the team to get him
I
to
might
do
have
that
to take that
You can actually put it in a
Actually,
ball.
without
You can put it in a ball. That's
sacrificing
crazy.
color. So you can see Eric working with
I
that
might have
figure
to take
there.
that
It's just
one out
really
of the
fun
box.
to see
I'm not gonna lie.
it happen live.
Yeah, and it's great having all the experience of, Tom's years of sculpting experience on this, and our engineers, our partners, at the factories, all that really has to come together for something like this. So
yeah, and it was just, again, Tom just did a ton of work. The entire team did a ton of work to make sure that this could get as close as possible to that
That's the one I might pre-order.
that we've come to kind of expect from.
I'm pre-ordering that Mando, bro. I'm telling you.
He has a ton of moving parts, as you can see. He has 3 legs that is able, like he has a joint at the hips and the knees, and he also has the neck articulation, which can slide in and out of that back. He has waist articulation, neck articulation, head, arms. He actually has a sliding piston in his arm, so that when you extend the arm, the piston slides in and out. So just a ton of work went into this. This was a hands-on, completely hands-on.
God, I had to get 2, one to keep in the box, and one to take out.
Function correctly.
Yeah, double pivot shoulders and everything. Yeah.
And like you said, he's big. I mean, I think even looking at the packaging on screen, like people can see that this packaging is even a little deeper than our normal Black Series.
That's actually a pretty cool box.
I'm getting
how much awesomeness there is.
That's too dope.
Exactly. And yeah, he just has a ton of articulation.
I'm excited to see what the Mando box is going to be like.
And also just looking at the side art, as you mentioned earlier, like it's just a little bit deeper, but the side art has a really cool image to be able to add to your lineup for episode 1.
Yeah, number 4 in that
this
lineup,
is number
right?
4. So this is, we're just thrilled to be able to add this item to our collection and part of the prequels. The Droideka is available summer 2024, and he is a fan channel in the US and Canada, which includes HASBRO Pulse, and fan channel in the Asia markets, including HASBRO Pulse where available, and similarly fan channel in Europe, including HASBRO Pulse and other toy specialist stores. All of our pre-orders are the same today. So same here is for our Phase 1 clone. This one is starting tomorrow, January 24th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And moving on to our final Black Series reveal for today, moving into newer shows this time. Ahsoka live action was just amazing to be able to watch on the screen. We all loved it as fans, and one of the most exciting characters we saw come to live action was Thrawn.
Right. It was just super exciting to see this character in Ahsoka, and really glad to be able to have an updated figure to match that appearance as well.
Yeah.
And Thrawn's
I'm
he's updated
I'm
to
debating.
align
It looks
with that
amazing.
live action appearance.
Yes.
And you guys did a great
I
job
have a couple
on
Thrawns
that.
already.
Yeah, so he has an updated likeness.
Yeah, I'm kind of
torso,
debating
and
getting that one
legs.
too. I kind of just
We
want the
wanted to
Mando,
make sure that
honestly.
we,
But
captured those
I don't have a
iconic
Thrawn.
red eyes,
That's the
which
thing.
and he
If I
also
pass
comes
that in like a
equipped with,
Walmart,
his
maybe,
blaster as
but
well.
you know.
This Thrawn is spring 2025.
That's gonna be
item,
like
and
if I
we're
happen to
revealing
find
him
it
a
in
little
the
bit
store,
earlier
I might
today, so
grab
we
it, but-
actually don't have packaging to be able to share today. So more
Hopefully that
someday
means they're
when we
giving
have
us
that
something cool
available.
though. You know,
He
like,
is a mainline.
You can still pre-order it though.
Yeah.
Including HASBRO Pulse in the US, Canada,
I want to
and
see the
Europe,
packaging
and
before I
fan
do that.
channel in Asia.
You can't get
markets,
him
including
until
HASBRO
spring
Pulse,
2025.
where
That's
available.
crazy.
And again, same on the pre-order details. Starting.
I'll
from
probably
January
wait on Thrawn
24th,
if I'm being honest. Yeah, same.
All right, well, that's it for Black Series. Those are some
I just
really
want
fun
Mando,
ones.
bro.
I mean, of course, favorite is Droideka. That was a lot of fun to
the Droideka.
transform it. Yeah.
I was really excited to finally be able to show him. He's been a long time coming.
And we got vintage coming up. I think.
So that vintage for now, since we're talking about Ahsoka, again, what was great in that show was seeing all the clones show up in live action again. So iconic, so nostalgic. So our first vintage reveal for today, announcing Rex. Obviously, not just any clone, a name in his own right.
You want to write that one down for you?
Pleased to bring in an
Rex
update
vintage.
to this now evergreen character, and Emily's putting him out with that new clone body and
Damn it.
updates to all of his details.
What are you doing to me?
That's right.
Why
I
you
am
gotta
so
do it?
excited for this one. It's a really great update
I
for
wonder when he
Captain
comes
Rex.
out.
He comes with awesome
You already
deco
have 4.
details, like the welding lines in his armor and the tick marks across his arms and legs.
Yo.
You might even catch little extra details that we built in. Like here on the portrait head, I added kind of a slice in the hair right where he removed his control chip. So we've had a lot of fun with this one. He also comes with his dual blaster pistols with working
It's a must-
holsters.
it's a must buy.
And his interchangeable helmet
There's
has
no
a
way
swivel
around
down
it.
viewfinder.
For you. Yeah, for you,
Amazing
yeah.
details
Yeah.
for Captain Rex. He's been in so
Well, I was
many
just saying how I
shows,
needed
and
one,
every time
so.
it's so amazing to see him come
You
back.
were saying that?
Yeah, and this one will be on the Bad Batch card back, and he's looking super cool in the card art as well.
I like it.
And for our next few reveals for Vintage, we have a
Yeah,
few
I'll
quick
get it.
refreshes to share. Just key characters that we think are really worth getting back out there again.
It's gonna be Hunter
And that's always
now,
really
watch.
beneficial to
Which I
our
also want.
newcomers to the brand.
Or
so
Amiga.
First up, we are revealing Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing pilot.
Oh.
That's that hero who's always bullseyeing Womprats back
Very
home,
cool.
among a couple of other big wins.
I tried to save for a Luke
big
Hot
wins for
Toy, so
him.
I don't think I'll get
And
that.
so
but
this one comes in
I
this
would
great
get
pilot
that
suit. He's
because I do have
detailed
his
with the buttons on his
Lego
chest box
18 plus
and all the
helmet.
amazing
Oh,
paint
yeah,
on his
geez.
pilot
That might be
helmet.
for you.
Always comes with his trusty blaster pistol. So yeah, just a super classic one to have on shelves.
Right, and the card back for this is the same as that original Kenner
Oh,
release.
that's nice, though. Look at that.
But one update
Yeah, no,
we
I think
did
I'm
do
gonna
is
get
to
Luke
update the
as well.
location of the small parts warning to the lower part of the card. Like always, we try and stay tuned into what fan feedback is, and we know that iconic Hildebrand art up there is really important to people, and we wanted to do what we could to get that out. So letting you guys know that we're moving that warning down and clearing up that logo space for you.
That's right. We're looking out for your classic logos. And
so that's on the screen right now so that you can get a sense of what that looks like visually, since we don't have the card back here, but that was really important to us.
And moving on from classic entertainment to our newer entertainment, we have a few reveals from The Mandalorian. So starting off, this character played a key role in Mando Season 3 and even took command of Moff Gideon's light cruiser, and that is Captain Axe Woves.
Yeah, so Axe has actually
I
come
did
out
like that
previously in
character.
the line. I
Yeah.
remember revealing
I don't think I'll
him
get it, though.
previously, but it's
I don't
great
like
to
him enough
update
to have a
him
figure
with
yet.
that
Maybe
interchangeable
later.
helmet.
If
He
he
also
gets
comes with
more,
his jetpack and blaster pistol.
It's a dope
so
figure,
with
though.
these images on the screen, a great detail across his armor. It's a refresh of Axe, like we said, but we
I think
really
that dude
wanted to
would
get
make a
that
really good
helmet
Bond.
update out to fans
If you had to
because
cast
we've
somebody for
heard
Bond, he's
from
actually
your
not a
feedback
bad
and
pick.
also share this great alternate card back as well. This film out is from the latest scene from The Mandalorian, and it's the moment where he challenges Bo-Katan.
Oh, they're starting some stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and moving on to our next reveal, of course, with Axe so prominent in Season 3, we also saw a lot of his crew, including his right-hand man, the Mandalorian Fleet Commander. So that is this one. So this guy ended up really cool. He comes with his blaster pistol,
agree.
his
I'm
jetpack,
not into
and an
these
interchangeable
yet.
helmet as
Not
well,
the
with
way
a
I want
portrait
it to be.
underneath. His armor was a little cleaner, more polished. He has the feeling of a higher-ranking Mandalorian officer. And he'll be great to build out your night owls with something that's really differentiated from the other looks. And a quick look at his packaging as well. A great looking card art for the figure. Sticking with Mandalorians next, the main character this time, we have the Mandalorian.
Yeah, this one looks sick.
Bring this one out.
Oh my gosh.
Dark
And he's got the
Saber
dark
himself.
saber. Oh,
Just
dude,
loved
I'm getting
watching the new
it.
season
Yep,
as
I'm
a
getting it.
team. And this one
I'm
is also a
considering
great
it.
character
Yep.
to
Look at
always
that.
have on
Yep,
shelf
yep,
for newcomers
yep,
to the
yep,
brand.
yep, I'm getting it.
This one will come with a new released card back for the new
Bro,
season.
and he's got holes in.
And
Oh,
that card back really calls to when he
That's
found the lines of Mandalore. He found
I
that
had the
planet
original
and
he's
made
got the
his way
holes-
to the
so
living
it's long.
waters.
he's got the
Yeah,
holes
fun
in his
fact, this
cape as
film
well.
out
That's
is actually
crazy.
composite. The original film out, he was looking off
Yeah,
into
I'm
the
getting that.
distance with the profile angle of his helmet.
That's so sick.
And we swapped it with another image of his helmet turned inward, and I think it turned out great. We focus on the details.
You
Well,
can
and I
write it
think
down
that's a
for
nice
me and I'll
continuation of how Kenner
reprioritize.
did things and kind of the evolution and what one of the
is
things
so
we get to
nice.
bring to this is freshness, even in those card back images. So.
Yeah.
And even on the back of pack, like you get him with his dark saber back there, all that stuff. So fun update in general for this guy.
This is the first time we put out Mandalorian as the Mandalorian as a single release with his soft goods cape, making him more accessible for
God, that's
fans
so
because we've heard that is a request is fine as well.
That's right. In the past, we've released with vehicles
The
and larger
details on
convention
cape,
items.
man.
So getting that soft goods
Dude.
cape out there to you guys.
Incredible.
All right.
I'm getting that for sure.
And next up, finally with Mandalorian, we have the littlest
Finally.
member
Oh.
of Mando's clan, and that is Grogu.
No.
So for him,
Oh, fuck.
we're bringing out a
I'm
new
getting it.
That's
season
going
3
home with you.
pram. There's our little Grogu.
Damn.
And this comes with a lot of fun bits. So this comes with 3 different hood covers. That's kind of the sliver for when it's almost fully down. And then on the pram here, you can see it half up. And he's
Jose's
sitting just to sit within
gonna
there.
die
So
over there.
cute. With a transparent
amazing.
stand for display.
That's a sick
And then as
Grogu.
well, it comes with the full covered
that's going home
hood.
with me,
and
bro.
what's nice about that one is the little guy can fit inside and covered with the hood and be all
Dan, they had to make
snuggled
you
up
buy
in
them
there,
separately, didn't
protected
they?
from all the freaky creatures.
Take a nap. Yeah.
Why'd you show me this, bro?
He also comes with that chainmail I see over there
Because
too.
we're covering
That's
it
right,
for
this is
our
the chainmail
show
from
that we're
Grogu's
supposed to talk
Choice.
about Star Wars on.
the vintage collection Grogu's
And it's exciting. Come on, you feel like a kid
adorable.
right now.
They're just so cute.
I'm just a little 20
I'm honestly glad and also not glad that you showed me this.
Oh yeah,
around
no,
with the arms outstretched. It speaks
childhood.
to my heart.
Right, yeah.
As for packaging, of course, Grogu's looking super cute as always. The original film out was much more zoomed in on him, so we drew in a lot of the background again, like, you know, taking some of those details
those scenes
into the packaging. Like, it's all about the details. All the vintage figures we have seen so far have all the same details, like Eric mentioned, available for vintage, available summer of 2024 in mainline for US, Canada, and Europe, including Hasbro Pulse. Asia markets is taking all items as fan channel, again, including Hasbro Pulse, where available, and pre-order starting tomorrow, January 24th at 1 p.m.
Ezra, Kanan, and
Oh
Zeb.
my God.
Hera, Ezra, Kanan, and wow.
No Sabine,
All
huh?
4 of them.
But look at the card back, dude. It's the mural.
Huh. Yeah, dude, it's so sick.
I did want to get the Rebel fleet or the Rebel crew. I might have to grab all
The
these.
HasLab on card backs that
I might have to
represent
hold
that
up
kind
on
of
the
beautiful
Luke X-Wing
mural
vintage, though.
that was
I don't
seen
know.
in Rebels.
Are we getting Sabine
but as
too?
promised, we wanted
that
to
what the
complete
card back
the
is
mural
for Sabine?
collection. So revealing today the last
think it
2
was.
members, Sabine and Chopper.
Nope. Oh, yep, there you go.
And
Sabine and Chopper.
both come on that beautiful mural card
It's
art,
over.
as you
I'm
mentioned.
getting them all.
And here's your first look at the packaging
know you
that
are.
now complete the characters from that iconic mural piece, which is poetic, actually, especially since we know that Sabine painted it. Sabine and Chopper also get packed in with an outer package as well, which is a slight nod to the ghost in the dio. So if you take a close look, you'll see that too.
Yep.
Dude.
Right up there in the background.
Absolutely, I love the nod. And so let's go through each of these figures, starting with Sabine.
Dude, they're gonna make me broke.
Sabine is an amazing deluxe figure. This figure comes with a lot of newly sculpted parts. It's almost fully new. And that is her Rebels
man.
Season 3 animation costume.
It's
And Sabine's
too
deluxe
pretty.
details, her deluxe factor really comes from her
cry.
upgraded deco. It is amazing. She's just packed
I
with
think you might
armor
make
details.
me start collecting these,
from
bro.
the L on her left shoulder pauldron to the checker print on her
Oh,
right.
with the white and
She's
purple.
awesome with like so many show colors and stuff. And I love that she also has that orange overspray from her graffiti spilling over onto her gauntlets and boots. Just so many great details from you guys on the team.
She's such a fun one. You can't graffiti up a whole TIE fighter without just getting the spray all over
Nobody
yourself.
paints your ceiling without getting some spatter on your face.
It's the details.
And she comes with a new interchangeable helmet, which is newly sculpted for a nice proportion to her body. And as well, she'll come with some new accessories that we were so excited to add to her arsenal, including a jetpack, which is painted with that pattern of wings and equipped with the flame effect for the central jet. She also comes
Chopper
with her
getting a holder
left
on their
arm
helmet,
with a
that's
porthole
crazy.
to
The
attach
Rebels
an
mural
energy shield
collection, I think,
effect.
just like took
Her
priority
pair
over
of twin
all of
blasters
these.
rounded
Like,
out,
for
and they
me.
can fit into her working holsters.
Well, and I want to jump back.
Do you want me to
real quick
delete
for
all the other
everybody,
ones
just to
No,
not gloss over
keep
what I
them on there in
said, and
case I run into
interchangeable
them.
helmet on
Like,
this
I'll look
release
out for
of
those
her.
in the
I know
store,
that's going to be a big question
I
from
wanna
a
get
lot
all
of people,
these
and
mural ones
this
first,
version
I
of
think.
Sabine is getting that interchangeable.
Don't
It'll be
delete
great,
them.
guys.
So,
We
yeah.
promise. And for Chopper, we've done a new color scheme to match his animated look. So these are little details, but you'll notice brighter blue eye scopes versus black.
Bro.
He's got a brighter yellow and green panels on his torso, and his feet are in a new molded color that's much closer to animation. So all that little subtle stuff coming together for your animated version droid.
Now, can we get
Yeah,
Thrawn as a
another little
villain, though?
nod
I know
toward
he's not on the mural, per
or his
se.
two little friends, the brown loft
If we get,
cats.
like, another-
We
I
really
mean, you
wanted
can
to
get Thrawn.
Oh, we can,
lot
yeah,
into
but,
these
like,
packs to make them extra special
want a vintage.
for rounding out that mural card back collection. So, and I think we've done that. These are both pretty deluxo versions of figures. Yeah.
And we had some fun with the photo shoots too.
Yeah, and the photos you can really picture how like they're just chasing.
Mural card backs.
That's fine.
With figures from episode
that's it,
2
yeah.
and 3 here.
Oh, shoot.
And moving on to the vintage collection,
We got a
and relevant
vintage.
as well to that prequels era, we have a multi-pack with a key moment just before Order 66 was executed
no.
at the end of Clone Wars Season 7.
Oh, no.
We saw
Don't.
Ahsoka
No,
and three
no,
trusty
no, no.
droids, R7A7, CH33P, or Cheap, and RGG1, or GG. And these three really helped her escape from that horrifying event. And so these will be an Amazon exclusive. And a few single figure pipelines next. We have the red and tan version of the HK-87, also seen in the latest Ahsoka live action series in her fight with those multiple droid styles. And then sticking with the Mandoverse troopers, we have as well, we're bringing a dark trooper to a single card back. That's without his locker.
Oh,
The dark
as
trooper's
a
dope.
more collectible figure.
Yeah.
And moving on to main characters this time from those entertainments, we have Ahsoka in her end of show white outfit. I like Ahsoka the white.
A lot.
And Mandalorian with his stolen jetpack from that hallway fight.
Killing me.
As well, we have an updated Bo-Katan with her new signet pauldron. And last, but definitely not least, my favorite, we are announcing a deluxe Cobb Vanth with his iconic Boba Fett armor.
Yay, that's going to be an awesome one.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
More details on that to come, though.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to go broke.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to get, I'm telling you, like the mural collection is the first thing I'm going to get, for sure. I think
you're going to pre-order that one?
There. Yeah. I'm going to do the mural collection. And then, so that'll be the big priority right now. And I think with the rest of these, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, if I pass them in a store, you know what I mean? Like I'll have the list, you know what I mean? If I
once they become available.
Oh man, yeah. Oh shit. Well, we went
I think what I'm gonna do is get the Mando and Grogu, and then the Luke and Thrawn whenever they're available. If I see them in like a Walmart or something, then I'll get them. Because for me, top priority, as you know, is Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what I love. So
the Droideca's also up there for me, as you could probably tell. But like, I'm also like, once I saw the mural card backs, dude, I was like, that's it. And I've wanted to get like the Rebels in one pack, you know, for a little while now. So like, it just makes most sense to me for me to get those. So I have the whole crew. Obviously, like those are my favorite characters right there. Like outside of like Luke and Ahsoka, you know, like the Rebels are high priority for me. So I need to get the Rebels crew. I just, man, yeah, no, that made me feel like a kid again. I love watching that. We'll have to keep up with these figure drops, but yeah, definitely stoked about that. That was like a celebration come early for me right there. There was some pretty good stuff in there, so really enjoyed that. Can't wait for
you
celebration.
Made that for me too, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, man, let's get out of here. This has been another episode of Movie Mornings. We went for like a little over 2 hours today. I want to thank everybody for joining, bearing with us, and going through everything. But yeah, Jose, before we go, where can people find you?
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Jose Espinel 5, all lowercase, all one word, and also on YouTube. Go ahead and guys subscribe because I post some pretty cool content over there.
All right, awesome. And then you guys can find me on Twitter at Dom_Martino_ and on Instagram Dom_Martino_official. Yeah, make sure you like the Extract Media pages here. It's at Extract Media blog about across both platforms, Twitter and Instagram. And once again, I've been Dom Martino. That's been Jose Espinel. This has been another episode of Movie Mornings, and we will see you guys later.